like dental, hearing, vision, and more. Call me today at 434-531-5674 to get a no-cost, no-obligation Medicare benefits review.
In studio with Dr. Shondell Jones today from Kinetic Physical Therapy. Dr. Jones, you guys offer more than physical therapy.
Oh, yes, absolutely. We have more than therapy services, and, we have a lot, but a lot of people don't know that we offer personal training and even health coaching services. We have personal trainers that will actually come right to your home, do a personalized workout plan with you, and our health coaches will help you meet goals and solve problems for those health challenges you wanted to solve but just haven't had a chance to get to yet. Hey, to learn about our packages and deals, you can go right to our website at kptonline.com.
Do you think you might have been exposed to COVID-19? Maybe you're planning to visit parents, family, or friends. Arc Point Labs of Greenville offers same-day COVID-19 results. No referral needed. Same-day results available. Arc Point Labs of Greenville offers easy solutions to COVID-19 testing. Arc Point Labs of Greenville is located across from Vidant Hospital on Executive Circle behind Southern Bank. Call for an appointment or walk in. Arc Point Labs of Greenville, 215-5688 or arcpointlabs.com.
Hello, Pirate Nation. This is Corey Scott, former ECU Baseball All-American. During my playing days, I specialized on the field as a closer. Now, as your mortgage loan officer, I am once again specializing in closing. But this time, I am closing for you, not just the Pirates. At Movement Bank, we offer portfolio loans such as 100% doctor loans with no PMI, home equity lines of credit, and jumbo loans, all at historically low rates. Contact me today, and I will be your closer. Call Coach Corey at 378-5252. That's 378-5252. And go Pirates.
How much does the word reliable mean? Sure, all businesses describe themselves as reliable, and we certainly wouldn't expect any business to be unreliable, but when you take a word like reliable and make it your way of life, the entire core of your business, it tends to mean a little more. And it's something you have to show people, not tell them. At Delcor, we show it by being there the same day you call. We show it by simply doing outstanding work with exceptional products, a family-oriented work ethic, and genuine caring for all of our neighbors throughout Eastern NC, because in a time of need, we know the first and the only thing you need is someone you can count on. That's why we only use equipment you can count on too, like a train comfort system. It's hard to stop a train. Delcor can have a new train comfort system installed in no time, or we can provide an AC tune-up to make sure your system is performing well. So will your system keep you cool all summer? Find out. Call us. We're Delcor, the service professionals. Reliable for over 4 decades. Visit delcorinc.com today.
There's no better time to drive away with a quality pre-owned car, truck, or SUV from Greenville Auto World. Greenville Auto World is your authorized rough country dealer. We specialize in lift and leveling kits along with custom wheel packages. Whether you're looking for ground clearance or enhancing the appearance of your vehicle, trust our team for your off-road experience. Greenville Auto World, 3840 South Charles Boulevard across from Hardee's at Bell's Fork, or online at greenvilleautoworld.net.
This is John Gavigan with the Gavigan Agency. Our top priority is doing what is best for our members. Whether you are buying a new vehicle, a new home, protecting your family with life insurance, or filing a claim, our agency will be there every step of the way. Our goal is to become a trusted advisor for you and your family for all of your personal and commercial insurance needs. Give us a call in Greenville at 756-1400 for a car, home, business, or life insurance quote today, and give us the opportunity to show you the benefits of doing business with someone who cares.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. The following is an exclusive presentation of Pirate Radio, the voice of the pirate nation. Welcome to Pirate Radio Live.
You can paint this with purple!
Now live from the Pirate Radio studios in the heart of the Pirate Nation, here is your host, Clip Brock.
Hello everyone, welcome in to Pirate Radio Live on a Monday. Clip Brock here with you inside the Pirate Radio studios, coming to you on Pirate Radio 92.7 FM in Greenville, 104.1 in Washington. We're on 1250, 930. We are live online, pr927fm.com. And you can watch us on Facebook Live and YouTube Live. Check us out there on YouTube. Subscribe to Pirate Radio TV. And you can watch all of our shows like this show, The Brian Bailey Show. Turn the music down, Chandler. Very loud. Excuse me while Chandler turns the music down. Thank you, Chandler.
That is Chandler Honeycutt.
Producing today's program. What's up, Chan?
You're going to have to bear with me.
No, you're doing great.
You're off to a great start.
You're doing good.
I don't know how Shirley does this. There's so much you have to do and have to focus on. But we'll get through it.
At this moment, we're all appreciating Shirley a lot more, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
Chandler, you do a great job, and you are going to be doing this for the next 3 hours. And are you okay? Are you nervous?
A little bit. I'm not going to lie.
But thank you for your honesty.
Like I said, we'll get through it.
We're going to get through it. We got a lot of guests to get to on today's program. Brian Bailey going to join me in just a little bit. Also, we will talk to Ronnie Woodward at 4 o'clock from the Daily Reflector. The big man on campus, Jeff Nadu, at around 4:35. Troy D will be here in hour 3 in the 5 o'clock hour, where we will make you a winner. Open up the Pirate Radio booty bag coming up later on in the program. All right, Ellerbe kicking us off here in the Pirate Radio studios. Hello, Jonathan.
Also, Ryan Robinson going to join you guys in the 5 o'clock hour, too. I saw that. Little news and notes update. So, Ryan, in the athletic department, head of the Pirate Club right now, so gets the update of the 2021, what's going on with the ECU Pirate Club.
We'll do that Thursday at 5 o'clock.
Oh, that's Thursday.
Great.
I thought it was today.
It is not.
My apologies.
It's all right.
Still listen.
We missed Shirley even more now.
Yes. Sorry, I should just say hello. Thank you for having me, Clip.
Read the teleprompter.
Yes.
Ellerbe.
Hello, San Diego.
All right. So, Double R, Ryan Robinson, will join us on Thursday while we're talking about future shows. ECU Hall of Famer Sam Nairn will join us coming up Tuesday on the program. He will be a part of the Down East pitching and catching camp Ryan Meadows and the folks are putting on, and looking forward to catching up with him. It's been, he's involved in minor league baseball, Ellerbe, and he is probably just looking for anything baseball related to do right about now.
Yeah, he'll be a good guest. Look forward to hearing more from Sam Nairn. Do we also, while we're talking about future shows, should we go ahead and plug that Shirley Rhodes will be here Tuesday?
Everything's going to be fine on Tuesday. Everything's going to be good.
So,
by the way, let's plug more stuff, Ellerbe.
Yes.
Big Pirate Radio podcast coming up.
Yeah, the Pirate Radio podcast is back, and it is going to debut on Tuesday at 6 o'clock with a very special guest, Eric LeGrand. And if that name does not ring a bell to you, how about Rutgers football and Eric LeGrand? He was paralyzed in a football game in 2010 at MetLife Stadium, and someone that suffered a life-altering injury has really gone on to be an inspiration and a guy that's super positive. And we recorded the interview today with Eric, and man, I mean, what an unbelievable story, what that guy's done in the last decade with his life after having such a life-altering injury, Clip. And I know you helped to produce the interview today. I mean, it was just very inspirational, and I look forward to getting that dropped on the Pirate Radio podcast and aired on the radio on Tuesday starting at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, such a positive guy. You will leave that interview, even during the interview, with a smile on your face.
Yeah, I mean,
no doubt about it.
A guy, I can't imagine. I mean, he's a paraplegic. He's in a wheelchair the rest of his life. He has a lot of challenges, but that's not anything that he attacks every day, and he'll tell you about that. And he's opening coffee shops. He's doing all sorts of things. So learn more about Eric LeGrand and his story on the Pirate Radio podcast coming your way Tuesday night at 6 on the air. And then, of course, we'll have it on all our digital platforms as well.
All right, Ellerbe, no ECU basketball to recap as ECU basketball remains on pause. We got news over the weekend that Joe Dooley, head basketball coach at ECU, has tested positive for COVID-19 as it appears it is spreading throughout that program. No basketball coming up Wednesday night. Pirates are scheduled to play Memphis Sunday afternoon, but I would say that one is in jeopardy of being played as well right now.
Yeah, it's really, I mean, this is the weirdest thing. It's like they saw their shadow, and it's like 6 more weeks of pausing of ECU basketball, but tough news on Coach Dooley, wishing him all our best. But yeah, the Pirates with the 4 o'clock tip-off scheduled on Sunday against Memphis on ESPN2, just a weird game time if they end up playing.
You brought this up today. I didn't realize it, but yeah, how many eyeballs are going to be on that?
I mean, we played games at like 5 o'clock earlier in the season and during the week, and it doesn't seem like TV times tend to have been a factor in college basketball this year. And the Pirates are playing Sunday at 4 on ESPN2 and Minji's. If that's the case, which is possibly one of the worst times of all, due to that's the NFC Championship game starts at 3 that day. So, I mean, the NFC Championship game is going to be an hour deep. We're going to have coverage of that, by the way, on Pirate Radio on Sunday afternoon. And so, I mean, I just don't, how many people are going to find that Memphis East Carolina game at 4 o'clock on Sunday afternoon if that game's played? But just bizarro stuff, Clip Rock.
And this is on the Deuce. I always thought that ESPN went with like bowling or strongman competition, or as Wes Hines would call it, the big man contest. His favorite sport going right now, as we learned on the Pirate Radio podcast. But they would put some kind of that as counter programming, and instead of a live basketball game during the NFC Championship. But
I know the Pirates have played on Super Bowl Sunday before in basketball, because I've taught
before the game though.
Before you know, they've never gone. I don't think anything goes up against the Super Bowl on any channels at that point, because I remember always talking to the voice of him flying back, or they missed the Super Bowl.
Oh right, yeah.
So this just a weird time. I don't know why they couldn't just get that game inched up to noon on Sunday if they are going to play it, but. Just strange that the Pirate basketball has just been on this hiatus, and you hope they can get back playing. I just kind of thought all along with college basketball, when I saw some of the smaller conferences come out with the schedule, that they were just going to play double headers on the weekend. I always thought that was the go-to plan. I mean, college football didn't go perfectly, but they only played once a week and played on the weekends. And I thought college basketball should have adopted a very similar model, that if they would have traveled and played the same team on Thursday, Saturday, or Friday, Sunday, then you're only traveling, on an airplane once to a destination and back, and then maybe you have better time to isolate the players during the week.
Well, a lot of conferences are doing that.
I know, which is why but it doesn't seem like, the AAC's not doing it. I don't think the ACC's not doing it. A lot of the bigger conferences didn't adopt that, and I don't know if they turned their nose down on the smaller conferences, but that just seemed to make the most sense, that Cincinnati would come to Greenville and the Pirates would play, as I said, either Thursday, Saturday, or Friday, Sunday in 2 games, especially in this year where we've seen that game times didn't really tend to matter because there's no crowds and they don't really seem to be playing it up for TV. And then maybe the next weekend the Pirates would fly to Central Florida and play the same sort of schedule, and then you just knock it. Just seems like they might have had more success scheduling the games that way than playing one team on a Wednesday and then going to another school on a Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens the rest of the way as far as how many games ECU can actually get in, because now, when the first team that ECU was supposed to play they didn't was Wichita State, right? On the road, and at that time it came out that ECU was going to have to play them in a doubleheader basically at Wichita State. Well, now you've got Cincinnati, who they've missed. They missed a game against South Florida, but they've already played them once, so they only have to make up one with them. So, I don't know what it's going to look like the rest of the way.
And the big question is, and I heard you guys talking about it, I think it might have been with Igo or Ronnie last week, about is there really going to be an emphasis to play the conference tournament because you're bringing all these teams together in one area? Because I know they definitely want to play the NCAA tournament, because that's like the jackpot round. That's the Mega Millions Powerball, round, not the small cash 5 prize. That's your daily prize in lotto terms there. So, or do you build a bigger buffer that you have the conference tournaments, a week or 2 in advance, and then you leave a couple weeks before teams can go to the bubble, so everybody can get clean before they go to Indiana.
What if you make the tournament but you can't play? Yeah, I mean, that would be the worst, right? And I don't know. I think they're just gonna, try to get all the conference tournaments in. It would be a shame that if they had to cancel them at the last minute and say, okay, regular season champ gets in, and then good luck getting your name called on Selection Sunday.
And then the regular season champ has different. It could
has played 9 games, and the other teams have played 11 or 7 or whatever.
Yeah, it's going to be the tournament committee definitely is going to have their work cut out for them this year of making selections outside the at-large teams. I mean, or outside the automatic teams. The at-large team is going to be quite. What it's going to be is it's going to be next to impossible. My guess is if you're not in one of the power conferences.
Well, you know what's going to stink is I've got some numbers here, Ellerbe. No Duke or North Carolina in the AP poll, top 25 for the first time since 1982. No team from the state of North Carolina in the AP poll for the first time since 1970. No North Carolina, Duke, or Kentucky for the first time since 1961. So basically, these teams are going to be bubble teams, and they're going to say, you know what? We're going to take these schools instead of Tulsa and Furman and other good schools that are hey, we'll take the big boys,
right?
They can come play with us,
and it seems to be setting up for like Gonzaga to run the table here.
Oh, they are going to run the table because they're really, really good.
I mean, they're the team that every time I see a score on the ticker or just anything, I mean, they're just the consensus number one.
Well, they were going to be my team on the big board last year, Ellerbe, if there was a tournament, and now everybody's going to be picking them this year, so I might have to go another route, but. Yeah, they are the real deal, and I guess Baylor is maybe a small tier below them, and after that, it's kind of just everybody else, pretty much.
The big question is, and maybe there's a lot of people like me and maybe not, but once the NFL playoffs kind of get through and then the Super Bowl, more people turn their attention more to college basketball, the people that are just all football heavy. But I wonder how much like the ratings and people having their teams, the games canceled.
Well, around here, you pay attention to ECU, which is not playing right now.
Right.
And then there's Duke and North Carolina and maybe State fans.
But State's been on pause.
And they're on pause. Duke and North Carolina stink. So, I don't know if a lot of people are into it because of that factor, too.
Yeah. It's interesting. And it'll be interesting because there's always a big hype around Duke Carolina playing every year. And I don't know when their first games are usually, late February. Then they play within they play like a 3-week period right there. So, college basketball has definitely got a lot on their plate. I kind of wonder how they're going to be able to how it's going to play out and what kind of interest there's going to be in like the conference tournaments and the other tournaments, just because March Madness always used to be just it got canceled last year, but I just wonder what it's going to be like this year.
Well, so no ECU basketball to talk about at this moment. Hopefully a game coming up this Sunday. The ECU women lost to Houston 66-56 on Saturday. 4 straight losses for them, Ellerbe. The ECU men and women are 0-6 in 2021.
Thanks.
So, look, I'm just giving you the facts.
Just stating facts is what you're doing.
We're looking for a W, and it's hard to find in this new year.
If you think East Carolina basketball gets back playing, with all this time off, how do you think if they play Sunday, what would you expect from this East Carolina basketball team?
I don't know how much Memphis has been playing lately. I would expect them to certainly be rusty.
Just based on just what you know about ECU basketball this year and ECU basketball history.
So they had a long layoff, Ellerbe, before the Tulane game and then went out and had 21 turnovers. So, the rust factor is definitely going to be there. As Antoine Jackson said earlier today, assistant coach on the Brian Bailey Show, the players can't even go to the practice facility right now.
It was just crazy before the Christmas break how much we were talking about, man, this is the year if people could be in Minji's. Everybody was so excited about how Joe Dooley and the basketball program had started. And then between some conference play losses and then now on pause, there seems to be not a lot of confidence in this program again.
Ellerbe, speaking of weird start times, ECU has an 11 a.m. tip-off scheduled.
What day is that?
That's a Saturday.
11 a.m.? Who are they playing and where is it?
Tulsa at home.
It's a home game. That gets to my whole point. If they don't care about the game.
Now, wait a minute. That says Memphis is at 3, so these are, Central Times? Why am I on Central Time here?
Because are you on the Memphis website or you're on the ECU website? What website are you on?
I'm on Google.
You're on Google.
I'm Googling.
Tell me more about this website. I've never heard of it.
So does that mean it is a noon kick tip-off, I guess?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, never mind. Ellerbe was about to go on a rant, and I had to stop him because I was not giving out the facts.
Right.
Are you okay with the noon tip-off?
I've always been in favor of Saturday noon tip-offs. I just think I think a noon tip-off for basketball, people are looking for stuff to do when you could have fans in the stands. I just think it's a great time for college basketball, unless you're some featured game of the day or on some bigger channel. I just feel like being noon on ESPN Plus or the U or whatever channel ESPN wants to throw you on. I just think it's fan friendly.
All right, Ellerbe.
Friendly, winter friendly.
How much NFL did you watch this weekend?
I watched all the games on Sunday. Well,
you saw the good games.
Yeah, Saturday was not wasn't too much to write home about. But I was kind of disappointed about Drew Brees, the way that he, not that they lost, but just that he kind of threw a bunch of turnovers. That was kind of disappointing. The Chiefs and Browns was a dud for a while, and then turned into a good game. I mean, the beginning, it was 22-3 or 22. I mean, it was a kind of, the Chiefs looked like they could run away with it at any moment, but they could never hit any field goals or score touchdowns when they were kicking field goals. Yeah. And then the Browns, man, had a great opportunity, and then Chad Henne, I had to Google him when he came in the game. I was like, I remember he was the Michigan guy. Yeah. But, I mean, I just had to refresh my memory where the hell he's been. He's just been one of these guys that's been in the league, drawing a nice paycheck for a long time. Yeah. Just really wearing a clipboard. I mean, holding a clipboard and wearing a baseball cap.
When I hear his name, I think of the App State upset.
That was in the Google search I found. I did not know that, but that kind of, I mean, I'm sure App State fans were super excited about that. The NFL playoffs, I'm looking forward to this Sunday. I think hopefully there'll be some good games. And the great thing about the NFL playoffs is I did stay up and watch the Brady Brees game, and because it ended at a fairly decent time, around 9:45, 10, unlike the college football game. The other thing about the Brady's Brees game that was really kind of a little knife in the heart sometimes was when they talk about how old the quarterbacks are, and then I have to remember how old I am. Yeah, and I'm 2 years older than Tom Brady. So, I mean, it's just when they're saying, like, these guys are combined 85 years old, and just...
The Chargers just hired a 38-year-old head coach. That'll make you feel old.
That's another thing. Have you read this guy's bio?
I know. He's only been around like 3 years, right?
He was coaching Division III. He was a
Division III football.
He was a defensive coordinator in Division III football in 2016, and now he's the head coach of the Los Angeles Chargers.
Sounds like a movie, a Disney movie or something.
I feel like, I mean, there is going to be a
Little
Disney
Big
movie.
League.
I did love the pregame show on Fox, the Nick of Oldian. Did you see that?
I did not.
That was pretty funny. That was a good little skit. It's the Brady Brees game. They're going to put it on Nick Oldian instead of Nickelodeon.
I get it.
It was pretty funny.
Rogers Brady now, a couple of old gunslingers, and then Josh Allen and Mahomes/Henne on the other side. That game, I wish they had flip-flopped them, Ellerbe. Bills and Chiefs is the night game. I wish Bucks and Packers was in a frigid Lambeau at night.
Yeah, but I think they have to do it because CBS has the Super Bowl, and Romo and Nance can remind you of the Pepsi halftime show of the guy that's singing.
The Weeknd?
Is that who? What's the name of the guy?
It's The Weeknd. Right?
I know the song, but I just don't know who the guy is.
It's The Weeknd. I don't know who the lead singer is, but
is it a band? I thought he was The Weeknd.
Maybe he's The Weeknd. I don't know.
He's one guy, right, Glenn?
He's one guy, and his name is The Weeknd.
Yeah, but it's missing one of the letters of how you would traditionally spell weekend.
Man, what a cool name.
Ellerbe's on board. It's missing an E.
What if instead of Clip, your parents named you Weekend Brock?
The Weekend.
I guess you got to add the.
I got to add the, yeah.
The
Isn't
Weekend.
It spelled like KND?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because that's cool.
That is so rad.
So what's the song that they play it during that commercial? Hum it, Ellerbe.
I don't know if I can, actually, now that I think about it.
I can name that tune in 3 hums.
It's also like a TikTok dance. It's like famous on TikTok.
Here comes
by the way, the big dog, Glenn Griffin, producing
We
today.
didn't give him any props.
I know. Sorry, Glenn.
We were so worried about Shirley being here on Tuesday.
We got sidetracked.
Welcome back to the show.
So Blinding Lights is the name of the song you're thinking about. Mm-hmm. And The Weeknd's name is pronounced Weekend, but it is spelled without the E.
Yeah.
The KND, has been mentioned. He is one person. He is not a band. It is not a... what's the other guy that did the Super Bowls recently?
Bruno Mars?
Yeah, Bruno Mars is a band. Is there?
Oh yeah.
Is that a?
I don't know.
Is there controversy here?
I don't know. This is out of my league.
Yes.
I feel like he's a band and not a person.
You feel like he is?
But The Weeknd
Bruno
is definitely
Mars
a person.
is an American singer. It's a one guy.
Does the band have a name?
There is no band. It's Bruno Mars.
But there's a band, though.
Yeah, but we don't care about them. It's kind of like we didn't introduce you at the top of the
in
show.
the song, he says the band's about the money.
Okay.
He references the band.
Da Band. It's Da Band from P. Diddy back in the day.
All this clip because you wanted Brady and Rodgers
Yes.
in the second
This is
game.
why. The Weeknd. So, I don't know. Is he... We're all kind of old. Chandler's our youngest buck. Is The Weeknd cool with the... who is he cool? Who likes The Weeknd?
I guess people my age. I really don't listen to him.
You don't?
He makes an appearance in Uncut Gems starring Adam Sandler.
Yeah, it's a great movie. Have you seen that, Ellerbe?
I have seen that.
Oh, okay.
So he's in that movie.
Shocked you on that one.
Yeah. Did
Wow.
you like it?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty
I
good.
did too.
Which
Glenn
is kind of
loved
a weird movie because Adam Sandler's usually like goofy and funny,
Yeah.
and he's more of a serious
Ooh.
guy in that movie.
14 million on the Sussex tonight.
He was kind of. It's kind of like he was. Adam Sandler was trying to be like Al Pacino in that. I mean, it was more like Robert De Niro was more of his character role, which was definitely outside his box.
I feel like that's pretty close to Adam Sandler in real life.
As far as the gambling and
Yeah, I feel like the
really?
gambling and sports addiction is 100%.
He is a big sports guy.
Yeah, I feel like it's 100% Adam Sandler in real life. There's some real life stuff there.
Except in real life, he wears baggy basketball shorts.
Basketball
and baggy
shorts from
t-shirts.
20 years ago.
Yeah, I'm down with it. That's kind of my style as well.
You can't even buy those basketball shorts anymore that have that fit. They're like the Jinkos of basketball shorts.
All right. Anything else on foot? Oh, Ellerbe. We have a. We got to do this, Glenn. Too. Glenn has a doomsday scenario. So Jeremy Pruitt has been fired.
Yes.
At Tennessee, with calls, by the way. So they're not going to have to pay him any money on the way out. Apparently.
I think that's the most that's precedence right there for a football coach to get fired and not get paid.
Yeah,
he has probably one of the worst agents and lawyers in the history of all time.
So apparently there was an investigation into recruiting violations. They probably found everything they possibly could, so they wouldn't have to pay this guy.
Tennessee, the SEC school was breaking the rules and recruiting violations.
That is right.
And they've been terrible.
And losing games. Philip Fulmer will be retiring as athletics director.
I mean, I did read a story that he is no longer going to be getting his $150,000 a month in retention bonuses that he had built in for himself. So maybe that had something to do with maybe Philip Fulmer was so burned that he got fired in 2008 that he was like, he finally got the wheel of the Rocky Top ship, and he's just figured out a way to funnel him some money.
Nice. Well done. Do it as long as you can, Philip. But his days seem to be over. So, Glenn, first of all, Glenn, I like your scenario of Peyton Manning, football coach Tony Dungy, AD.
People are not talking about that, and I love that scenario.
I like that scenario.
Say that again.
Peyton Manning, head football coach.
Not going to happen.
Tony Dungy, athletics director.
I see the opposite.
Tony Dungy, head football coach. Peyton Manning, athletics director.
Yeah.
Sure. Why not?
Okay.
Dungy's the football coach.
How much money could Peyton raise?
I could see Peyton Manning coming back and maybe playing. And then, look.
Playing.
Look, Peyton Manning's nephew is like one of the best quarterbacks coming up in the next few years.
That is true.
Cooper's son.
Arch.
Yeah. So there's an angle there if you're in Tennessee to burn this thing to the ground to get Peyton back involved. And so maybe
they're definitely burning it to the ground. I mean, I've gone through a little bit of the papers that were put out maybe an hour or so ago that had the details of the allegations. And they're not just firing Pruitt. I mean, they're causing pretty much the whole football staff.
I mean, what was he doing? Was it like Rick Pitino running like?
He wasn't running ladies of the evening into the football dorms or anything. I don't think
using an Italian restaurant as a hotel room. I mean, what they did
as your own personal bed.
Yeah, I mean, so what?
Where did they go after this though?
Tennessee,
Houston Nutt.
I mean, did they call Lane Kiffin again? Just
no, it's Hugh, right? You know Hugh?
Hugh Freeze.
You damn right.
I think what they're going to do is that they hired Kevin Steele, who was the fire defensive coordinator at Auburn. They're going to name him the interim coach, and he's going to have to ride out this Rocky Top storm while he has to suffer through making probably about $2.5-3 million a year until they can figure out a way to get the Dungy Manning thing. Your doomsday scenario.
True doomsday.
But
scenario.
there's another doomsday scenario, and everybody, relax.
Brace yourselves.
Hold on to your seats, Bob.
But John Gilbert has ties to Tennessee, correct? So John Gilbert goes over as AD. Glenn, you took it a step further, though.
Right? 3 steps further.
All right, what's going to happen?
The first domino that falls is that they take Mike Houston with them. Dun, dun, dun.
Okay.
John Gilbert goes as AD. Mike Houston goes as football coach.
Yeah, he follows him. Yep.
Okay.
John Gilbert gets into a fist fight with Rick Barnes on day 1, fires him, brings in Joe Dooley. The baseball program's not good. He knows where he can find baseball success at, right down the road in Greenville, North Carolina. He makes the phone call and gives Cliff Godwin $5 million a year or whatever the SEC baseball money is, and he brings him in as the head coach. And we've lost the entire athletic department to Tennessee. But the hitch is that they have to pay us out. They got to buy us out, and so that's how we fix our financial issues. Is we just sell Tennessee all of our coaches and our AD.
Good news, we're okay financially. Bad news, we're
going to be back in the green, baby. I mean,
and then we hire Jeremy Pruitt and Rick Barnes.
Yes,
we just make a trade.
But we make Rick Barnes AD.
Rick Barnes has North Carolina ties.
He's
right?
from Hickory.
Yeah, it's right down the road. So hop, skipping, and
probably closer to Knoxville.
All right, Glenn Griffin's doomsday scenario. We joked that the last man standing would be Ryan Robinson, who will join us Thursday at
Man, a lot could shake out by then. You might want to start booking up a backup guest.
It's going to be who's going to be Ryan Robinson,
big
guy.
Are we just
Jody Jones?
Is this like the East Carolina purge that you're like the doomsday scenario?
We were just figuring out the people that would stay behind.
We're writing ECU fan fiction.
Yeah.
Have you called Meador to see if he can be here Thursday, just in case?
Meador could leave for that fancy SEC digital money, though. You never know.
Yeah, it could be.
Maybe we should offer Tennessee a merger deal.
I like it. We could be Tennessee East.
We could let them have
Bowls East.
Yeah, just we'll work a deal with Tennessee that way.
All right, there is our fantasy land. Ellerbe, thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened just the last little bit.
We're in a dream right now.
Chandler looks a lot different.
All right, Chandler, take us to break.
No, with bumper music at
That's good.
Before you had us at about an 8. We like it about a 6.
That's good right there.
Or 5.
Sounding good. All right, we'll take a timeout, come back, hook up with Double B. Brian Bailey joins us on the other side. Pirate Radio Live, back after this.
Here with Mike Mullis from Fixed NC. And Mike, you were telling me the other day, people ask you all the time, I didn't know you did that. What does that mean?
Anything that involves property damage repair, call us first. If it's your crawl space, you've got interior humidity issues, a water loss, your ice maker line breaks, obviously fire and smoke, everybody knows we do those. But anything that involves interior or exterior property damage, we're your repair experts.
Mike, how can everybody get in touch with you?
252-999-0001 or fixednc.com.
Texting while driving is dangerous. That's not new information. Yet most people admit to doing it anyway. Drivers are 23 times more likely to be involved in a car accident while texting. Know the facts and wait to text. The danger is real and it applies to you. Auto Owners Insurance. The no problem people. Information provided by Virginia Tech Transportation Institute.
This is Jeff Gibson with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates!
Hi, this is Billy Parker from Parker's Barbecue. I am so excited to announce a brand new menu item now available at all Parker's locations. Come in for our delicious new boneless wings. Our wings are fresh, hand-cut, right there in the store. Never frozen, and our wings are big. Try them tossed in one of our signature sauces, sweet red barbecue sauce or barbecue honey mustard. Get a boneless wing bag for less than $5. That includes 6 boneless wings with hush puppies and corn sticks. Parker's Barbecue, a homemade tradition for over 50 years.
BMS Builders is your premier custom builder in Eastern North Carolina. With Blackwood and Mills Creek in Greenville, Dalton's Cove in Farmville, and Belmar in Ayden, These are just a few of the developments featuring BMS Builders Homes. They can build the home of your dreams. Just ask Dr. Dennis Ross in Greenville or East Carolina football coach Mike Houston. They built their homes, and they can build yours as well. BMS Builders. Give them a call at 916-1578 for BMS Builders.
Hey, welcome to Jack Brown's.
Hey, can I get a cheeseburger and add lettuce and tomato?
No, we don't have it. You can get some macaroni and barbecue chips on it, though. Greg Brady style.
Or cream cheese and jalapeno jelly.
Cobra Kai. Or bacon, a fried egg, and some cheese. Chiplet.
Or just cheese, like a cheeseburger.
Cool. I'll take a Greg Brady with those new cheese fries you guys got.
Sounds good.
Oh, I forgot. Can I get us at a ranch?
No! Jack Brown's, 805 Dickinson Avenue, Greenville.
Have you ever seen those exotic aquariums like the guys do in Las Vegas on television? You ever thought about having one of these aquariums in your business? It's more affordable than you think. This is Hal Pruitt with rentafishtank.com. We can make having an aquarium in your business turnkey with no work, cleaning, or hassles for you. Rentafishtank.com creates a relaxing atmosphere and keeps children occupied. Rentafishtank.com already services many dental, pediatric, and doctor offices, plus hospitals and senior living centers. Check us out at rentafishtank.com.
Here today with Abu, also known as Brian Cavanaugh to his friends and family, YF3.
I came here for the workout and quickly realized that it was far more about the physical. It's about the fellowship. It's about the opportunity to open up, to be vulnerable. And what that does is that increases the closeness, that increases the accountability, that increases that brotherhood.
One letter, one number, F3. Fitness, fellowship, and faith. All workouts are free of charge and open to all men. Leave no man behind, but leave no man where you find him. Learn more today at f3enc.com.
The best place for delicious food and great prices is Familia. Familia has something for everyone, like New York-style pizza, lasagna, chicken, veal, or eggplant parmesan, homemade meatballs, plus a variety of seafood selections and favorites, like the steak burger and southern pork chop. If you need food to go, Familia's drive-thru window is open and ready for all takeout orders. Familia, Fire Tower Road near Pitt Community College, and FamiliaNC.com.
Pirate Radio.
ECU Pirates. Can't nobody do what we do. You know. That's right. All right then.
Yeah!
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
For the latest breaking news, interesting stories, and awesome contests that can make you a winner, be sure to follow Pirate Radio on our social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at PR927FM. Join the close to 50,000 followers today at PR927FM. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Rock.
All right. Chandler, good job.
Appreciate it.
Filling in for Shirley Rhodes today. She'll be back on Tuesday. The big dog, Glenn Griffin, handling video production and ECU finances today. And joining us on the Fixed NC Live line, Double B, Brian Bailey. He is the host of the Brian Bailey Show. He's the sports director at WNCT Channel 9. He's also part of the Joe Dooley Show, which Bailey, I guess, has been interesting with no basketball the last couple weeks, huh?
Yeah, it's been a real joy. I can tell you that. It's been something.
And man, try a great interview. If you need your basketball fix, make sure you check out the Brian Bailey Show coming up at 6:00. He talked to Antoine Jackson, ECU assistant basketball coach, earlier today at noon, and it was great just to hear those names, Bailey, the players' names, and talking some basketball, because we just haven't seen anything in so long,
That and the fact that, in the last, when Joe first got to town again, all the new players he was getting, and you can write these guys' names down and you can repeat them and ask questions about them, but you don't know them at all. And now I feel like, some of us that cover them, we know some of these guys, and, they're good guys. They work hard, and they want nothing more than to turn this basketball program around. But it's refreshing to know about Tyree Pig Jackson and just all the guys. I mean, it's just neat to talk about them and know a little bit about them and hear what the coaches think about them.
And Bailey, I know a listener asked today, are the players able to use the practice facility? That answer from Coach Jackson was a no. And, I mean, that's kind of the first step, right? I mean, you got to get these guys back practicing again, much less playing in a game on Sunday.
Yeah, and I was a little surprised because I know they paused basketball activities, but I thought maybe they were still allowed to go in, on their own. But I guess they can't because if 4 or 5 of them go on their own, and that's breaking protocol. So I guess that's why you have to do it that way. But this is really unfortunate because these guys have to stay in shape because basketball is such an up and down game, and they need practice. They need to get out on the floor. And as we talked about it, some teams come back from these breaks and they're god awful, and some teams come back from these breaks and they're sizzling. So we don't know what's going to happen with the Pirates.
Not exactly a banner year for basketball in the state of North Carolina, Bailey. How about Duke and North Carolina not in the AP poll top 25 together for the first time since 1982? It's the first time since 1970 no team from the state of North Carolina is ranked in the AP poll.
Wow, that's a great stat because basketball's so big here, and it just shows you, it's a down year. I mean, it really is. I mean, if you watch those teams play, they don't even look like, the guys that usually wear those jerseys.
And it's kind of, this is impossible to answer, Bailey, but is this COVID related? Is it the roster related? These were going to be down years no matter if we were having a normal year or not for North Carolina and Duke and teams like that.
Well, I think it's a combination of all of that. I think maybe they didn't have the rosters that they've had in the past, but I think that those are teams that really, they thrive on being together and thrive on, the system that always works. And so I think it's a combination of everything. But those are great numbers. I mean, that's really fascinating when you think about it.
Brian Bailey joining us. Bailey, how'd you enjoy the football over the weekend?
I was kind of like, the games on Saturday were a little disappointing. Games on Sunday were a little better. They're full of intrigue. When Patrick Mahomes went down, you didn't know what was going to happen, and Cleveland had every chance to win that game. And I think I said it with you last week, the Saints have a tendency to find something to screw up in the playoffs, and they did again. And you hate it for Drew Brees because he's obviously a first-ballot Hall of Famer, but he didn't play very well in that game yesterday, and Tom Brady back in a championship game.
And you always hear that one play doesn't determine the outcome of a game, but the Jared Cook fumble was huge in the Saints game. I think even bigger than that, the pick six in the Bills game was really, that was it. I mean, Baltimore was going in to tie the game, the pick six there, and then it's out of reach. And look, the Bills didn't do much of anything after that. The Ravens tried, but without Lamar Jackson for a lot of the second half, they couldn't get anything done. And then there was, let's see, the first game yesterday, and I'm drawing a blank here, was the help me out. Who was the
Browns and the Chiefs were first game yesterday.
Yeah, and big moments in that game as well. I mean, you had some plays that just the play at the goal line yesterday in that game is what I was trying to think of. The near touchdown that turned into a touchback.
And every time that kind of play happens, everybody debates where the ball should go. I really think that maybe they need to put it at the 1 yard line. At least the offense gets credit for getting it down there, even though they screwed it up. But put it back at the 20. That's a big penalty for what you're already losing 6 points and probably 7. But that's
I'd advocate if you got to go back to the 20 or 25, okay. But if you want to go 1 yard line, if you want to go 10, that's fine too. But to give the ball to the other team just doesn't seem right.
Well, now I disagree with you there. I think you lost the ball, so you don't get the ball.
The other team didn't recover the ball.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. You lost it. It's gone. It's forever gone. You had a chance. You're going to the end zone, and that's why you don't poke it out there and try to hit the pylon all the time because that kind of thing can happen. Well, but I think if you do it that way, and then you give the other team gets the ball, give them the ball to the 1 yard line, so at least your defense can stop them right there, and you get the ball in good field shape again, and it's not as bad. But I think they do lose the football. But that's just,
Chandler, where do you stand?
You snooze, you lose, right, Bailey?
That's right. There you go.
I don't know. What do you? The other team didn't recover the ball. Nobody has possession of the ball.
But that's because the offense fumbled it. The offense fumbled it. They don't deserve to get it back. Why would you give them the ball back? They fumbled it.
Okay, so what if you fumble at the 40 yard line out of bounds? The other team should get the ball.
Then no, they shouldn't get the ball because you're not in the end zone.
What's the difference?
Because you're in the end zone.
I don't see the difference.
Did Billy Weaver take over this show or what?
Now, this is a good take I'm diving right now.
I saw where Igo tweeted out that the team that fumbled it out of bounds should take it back to the 20.
That's what I'm saying.
That kind of
that's wrong. No. Then you're rewarding them for screwing up.
It's not a reward; it's a penalty. You're moving back 20.
You don't lose the ball. You got to lose the ball in that situation. That's your fault for fumbling.
Bailey's.
You fumble it and it goes out the half-yard line, you're in luck because then you don't lose the ball.
That makes no sense. A half yard should not make that big of a difference in a game.
Half yard makes a huge difference.
Bailey's lost ball forever. There you go.
That's right. Hard to beat a team 3 times, isn't it?
Yeah, the old double B cliche worked out last night as Brady and the Bucks picking up a win. What about Brady Rogers coming up on Sunday? This should be fun, Bailey.
That should be. That's just. You think about great quarterback play, and I just don't see Tampa Bay winning that game in Green Bay. But I didn't see Tampa Bay going to New Orleans either and winning that game. The way the Saints handled them in the regular season, so I just think all bets are off on that one. And and the Bills have got to play better offensively than they did against the Ravens in order to win that game.
Yeah,
even if Mahomes can't play, which I think he can, I think he will.
I don't want to say that the Bills have been lucky, but the Colts had opportunities to beat them a couple weeks ago, and then if Lamar Jackson that one pick six changed everything.
Yeah.
So if the Chiefs go with Chad Henne, who do you pick in that game? You still go Chiefs or do you go Bills?
I'm looking at a toss up then because I just don't know if you just don't know enough about Chad Henne. He played really well, and I tell you what now, if that 4th down play, if that had been the Cowboys, they would have dropped that pass and lost that game. I swear. When I watched it, I was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe he's doing this."
Yeah.
But he's brilliant. I mean, it worked out great, and he's on to the championship. But what a gamble that was! Because I was like Tony Romo, they're not going to run a play, and maybe that's what the whole surprise was. Nobody thought they were going to run a play, so they did. But that was a shocker to me.
Yeah, Andy Reid, you got to give him credit. I mean,
yes, you do.
Bailey, I saw here's another stat for you. The Chiefs are the first team to host 3 straight conference championship games since this team from 2002 to 2004. You know who that team was?
Patriots.
Andy Reid was the coach of the Eagles.
Oh, yeah, they did run through that thing. You're right. Yeah.
It
just makes sense, but you're right. They did.
The McNabb year. So Andy Reid has done it twice, and
wow,
that is
great stat.
Very impressive. So
just save that for Wednesday night.
Oh, it'll be Wednesday night. People, I guess our trivia contestants get paid to listen to the show. It pays to listen, so they got a freebie there.
Oh, okay, good. I may show up and get one right.
Bailey, you got local sports going on. How about that Washington-Kinston basketball score the other night? Washington beat them by 30, and I just don't remember seeing Kinston lose by that many points ever.
Well, Styles was still out for that game, so he didn't play. But still, you don't expect Kinston. You expect Kinston to play the Knicks and be competitive,
right?
So I was really surprised that game was like that. But Washington's got a good club, and that's a good basketball league.
Do we have a big? Is it Conley Rose? A big volleyball match looming?
Yes. 3A Eastern Final. So the winner there goes to the state championship. Conley beat them twice so far. It's a crazy season. I think they beat them once in November and once in December, and now we're in January. And it's a big game. The first time I think Conley swept them, and the second time Conley beat them 3-2. So that goes down to a 15-point. That 5th set.
Bailey, tough to beat a team 3 times.
Yes, is that? I'm telling you.
I'm nervous now as a Conley grad. Bailey, how you feeling about high school sports right now? We've seen some pauses, and we've also seen games played. I mean, are you optimistic they can try to keep this thing going?
My gut tells me that North Carolina should have played when they were originally scheduled, because this thing is not going away.
Yeah.
It hasn't gotten any better, that's for sure. The idea was by the time we get to February, this thing's going to be much better, and we're going to be in good shape, and the kids aren't even in school. And it's hard for me to believe that we're playing sports and we're not in school. But obviously I'm for it because I make a living covering sports, so I like the fact that we're playing sports. But it's really hard to believe that we've got kids trying to Zoom their way through getting grades, and then they go to practice in the afternoon, and that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But hopefully for the girls, for the volleyball, they'll get that thing completed. I hope everybody gets a chance to play and gets, just think about the spring, like the baseball guys. Man, they didn't get a chance to play much last year, and now they're looking at this year and they're wondering what's going to happen. So I hope for everybody. I really hope for the high school football coaches because they've waited a long time to get a chance to play.
Double B, Brian Bailey joining us on the Fixed NC Live Line. Bailey, hopefully we'll have some ECU hoops to cover. You got your local sports going on. Anything else coming up on WNCT Sports this week?
Well, we're going to make a big deal, obviously, of the volleyball coming up on Tuesday. I've got Nolan and Kelsey both going to go out. Kelsey's going to go out to North Lenore. They play in the 3A final, I mean the 2A rather Eastern Finals, and then Rose Conley's a 3A Eastern Final. So that'll be big for us. And then just kind of get you ready for the state championships for the winners. We'll have either Rose or Conley will be playing for a state championship, so that's good for our local area. And then we hope basketball gets going again. I texted Joe earlier and asked him if he's feeling okay. He said he's feeling great.
That's good.
Waiting to get this thing going. So hopefully that'll go through and get the guys back on the floor and get the season restarted.
All right, Bailey, thanks for joining us, man. And once again, folks, if you want to get your basketball fix, make sure you tune into the Brian Bailey Show at 6 o'clock, a full hour with Coach Antoine Jackson. If you missed it today at noon, enjoyed the show today, Double B.
I appreciate it. Antoine did a great job.
Yeah.
Really, you gave us some great insight as to what they're going through right now, and gave us some comments on each one of the players, and so I thought he did a great job.
All right, Double B, we'll see you soon, man.
All right, if you fumble that ball out of the end zone, you lose it.
I disagree, but we will agree to disagree and disagree to agree on that one. We'll continue that conversation. Maybe it'll happen again this weekend. There's Brian Bailey joining us on the Fixed NC Live Line. I'm watching UConn play St. John's. It's kind of weird. A couple of things are weird here. UConn is ranked, which is strange. They've been down over the years, but Dan Hurley has that thing rolling, and it's weird to see UConn playing basketball back in the Big East.
Wow.
Wow.
I was going to ask
that deserves a wow.
I was going to ask what conference they were in, but I remembered it was the Big East.
The Big East, as they are playing the Johnnies right now. All right, let's take a timeout, Chandler. We will come back. We will wrap up hour one. Got Ronnie Woodward and Jeff Nadu coming up in hour two. Got Troy D in hour three of today's show. Got a booty bag giveaway coming up later on as well. More to go on Pirate Radio Live. We're back with you after this.
Have you heard the news? American Airlines is back and has resumed service at Pitt Greenville Airport. Reservations are available now at AA.com. Whether you're flying for business or for pleasure, enjoy the friendly convenience of flying from your local airport to get you where you're going and then home again safely. For your next trip, remember, American Airlines is back at PGV. Book today at AA.com. Pitt Greenville Airport, where the pirates fly.
Pirate fans always win big at Quality Equipment, and now you can win even bigger during their Green Wave clearance. Catch the wave of clearance savings done right on John Deere compact tractors, Gator utility vehicles, riding mowers, commercial mowers, and even mower attachments. Quantities are limited and everything is priced to move, so don't wait. Quality Equipment wants you to get the John Deere that will help you dominate your home turf. Check out the latest Green Wave clearance savings at qualityequip.com/greenwave.
Join the 19 million visitors and explore your naturally wonderful state park system this year. There are 41 state parks to visit in North Carolina. Thanks to the Connect NC bond passed by the taxpayers, North Carolina state parks are upgrading and building new camping facilities, restrooms, and visitor centers, giving you more features for your convenience. Every park will have a project underway sometime over the next 5 years. From a nature hike to camping, visit one of the 41 North Carolina state parks today. For more information, visit ncparks.gov.
Hi, this is Jeff Charles, and welcome inside the booth. He is one of the greatest winners of all time in any sport. I'll have some thoughts next.
PR927FM.com is the Pirate Nation's home to stream Pirate Radio live or archived anytime.
So my team, the Bears, are in the playoffs this weekend. Clip's team, the Washington football team, is in the playoffs.
Football team.
Your team has a great legacy. Wow. What are they playing Saturday or Sunday?
They're playing in
Patriots?
Cabo.
PR927FM.com, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
Boston Celtics legend Casey Jones passed away last month at the age of 88. He won 8 NBA championships as a player, 2 as a head coach, and 1 as an assistant coach. That's 11 NBA championships. He won 2 NCAA championships with the San Francisco Dons in 1955 and 1956. He played with a guy named Bill Russell, both in college and the pros. He also won an Olympic gold medal as one of only 8 players in basketball ever to win a gold, an NBA championship, and an NCAA championship. He was the consummate point guard. His best year, he averaged 9.2 points per game. It was the playmaking ability and leadership that made him a Hall of Famer. KC was a Hall of Fame person, too. No one ever uttered a bad word about the guy born in Texas who grew up in California. He had a great singing voice, too. Check out his rendition of You're Nobody Till Somebody Loves You on YouTube. First class in every way, basketball and the world lost a legend, the great Casey Jones. Come on back again next time, and we'll visit inside the booth.
When you don't have time to go to lunch, let Jimmy John's deliver lunch to you. With Jimmy John's, we can get a freaky fresh sandwich to you freaky fast. Click to order at jimmyjohns.com. Dinner's great. It's one of your top 3 favorite meals. You just don't want to have to make it. Well, with Jimmy John's, you don't have to. Whether you live in a sandwich delivery zone or head into the store, you can always get a freaky fresh sandwich. Click to order at jimmyjohns.com.
For years, Callie Ann Phelps has been singing about Phelps Chevrolet.
Phelps Chevrolet is the one for you. Low prices, service too. See the big dealer right away. Carolina's finest, Phelps Chevrolet.
And you'll agree with what Skylar Phelps has to say.
Nobody beats Phelps Chevrolet's prices. Nobody.
The name you can depend on. Phelps Chevrolet.
Get you one.
Find new roads with Chevrolet. Then come find yours at Phelps Chevrolet in Greenville.
This is ECU assistant football coach Roy Tesh, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
Listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Do you think you might have been exposed to COVID-19? Do you think your employees might have been exposed? Arc Point Labs of Greenville offers same-day COVID-19 results. No referral needed and same-day results available. Arc Point Labs of Greenville is located across from Fident Hospital on Executive Circle behind Southern Bank. Call for an appointment today or walk in. Arc Point Labs of Greenville, 215-5688 or arcpointlabs.com. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clint Brock.
All right, Chandler Honeycutt producing today's program. Glenn Griffin as well, the big dog. Chandler just about made it through Hour 1. How's it going?
It's going pretty good.
Yeah.
It's getting better as the show goes on.
So far, so good. We're almost, an hour in and only a couple left to go. Anything going on at the Chandler Honeycutt news desk today, Chandler?
Yes, we do.
Well,
you've already mentioned it earlier in the hour, but for our listeners just tuning in, big news out of the SEC today as Jeremy Pruitt has been announced that he has been fired at the University of Tennessee, and he is not the only one exiting the program, as Philip Fulmer has announced his retirement at the athletic director position. Philip Fulmer, also the longtime football coach at Tennessee as well. There was a hire in the CUSA conference this weekend as Marshall hired Charles Huff. Charles Huff was the associate head coach and running backs coach at Alabama. He is known for developing running backs like Najee Harris and also developed Saquon Barkley when he was the running backs coach for James Franklin at Penn State.
What are you, his agent?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm a man of many hats.
He gets all the credit for those guys.
And then also no Hornets Wizards on Wednesday night, as that's been postponed in accordance to the league's health and safety protocols. Big Dog says that it has to do with the Wizards.
Dang, that stinks. Dang.
The Wiz are below the number of players required by the league.
Here's a NBA story I want to talk about real quick, Glenn.
I wanted to throw in the entire amount of people that got yanked in that Jeremy Pruitt firing. The amount so it's Pruitt at the top.
Yeah.
Well, I guess Fulmer at the top technically. Pruitt, assistants Brian Niedermeyer and Shelton Felton.
Those aren't real names.
I know. Shelton Felton. Come on.
Shelton Felton?
Yes.
Not Shelton Felton. I got to learn more about this guy.
4 members of the on-campus recruiting staff, director and assistant director of football player personnel.
Oh, so this is all stemming from the recruiting violation stuff.
It's apparently fairly deep-rooted, and a football analyst and quality control coach. So, quite a lot of open positions in the Tennessee football department if you're looking for a job in the football world.
Shelton Felton is my new favorite coach. Glenn, NBA story real quick. I saw this, and I was shocked to read this. So, Kevin Porter Jr. is not going to be on the Cavs much longer.
Not much longer.
They are planning to trade or waive him. And this is from the ESPN article, Brian Windhorst writing, Porter hasn't played and has largely been away from the team this season for what has been termed personal reasons. He was working his way back and attended his first game Friday night. So, guys, I'm back with the team. Well, that didn't go well because he had a screaming match with team officials that Friday night after his locker was moved to an auxiliary area to accommodate new teammate Taurean Prince, who arrived from the Nets with Jared Allen in a trade last week. After the episode, Porter was told to clean out his locker, and other members of the roster were informed he'd no longer be on the team. So, that is hilarious that was his first time, back with the team. Welcome back, Kevin.
It's hilarious for 3 reasons. That is the second Cavs food-related throwing incident in recent memory. Do you remember when J.R. Smith threw soup on somebody?
Yeah.
That definitely happened. And then I also find it funny that Brian Windhorst is still really plugged into the Cleveland Cavs organization post-LeBron.
Yeah, because he's LeBron's guy.
Right? He's the LeBron whisperer.
Yeah.
I kind of think it's like Dave Portnoy and all the weird fat guys that he keeps around at Barstool.
Yeah.
That
everybody needs a fat guy to be around.
Everybody needs a weird-looking fat guy to keep around to keep their mojo up. And so I think that LeBron's is Brian Windhorst.
I just realized we are the Pirate Radio.
We are definitely the 2 weird fat guys, but it's okay, though.
But we are very valuable because you need us around.
Yep.
All right. Well, we know our role. All right. Let's take a break. Chandler, wrap up hour 1. We will come back hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Ronnie Woodward will join us. We don't have any ECU basketball to talk about. Maybe we can dive into some baseball. We'll get into Ronnie's college football playoff brackets that he put out. We were doing fantasy radio earlier. Ronnie's got some ideas as far as a playoff goes in college football. We'll talk about that and more when we return on Pirate Radio Live. Back with you after this.
Over 32 years ago, the Ronald McDonald House of Eastern North Carolina opened its doors as a place to help families stay together and close to the care they need when they have a sick child. With the addition of a second Ronald McDonald House inside the Maynard Children's Hospital, our need to serve is greater than ever as the medical community flourishes. Help us expand our mission of keeping families close as we grow to meet that need. You can show your support by making a donation to the Ronald McDonald House. Visit our website today at rmhenc.org for more information. Thank you for your support.
Find yourself working from home or at least spending more time there? Want some remodeling for your house or a fresh look? How about a new deck or screened-in porch to add livable space outside? Don't know who to call? Well, you do now. Call the professionals at R&R Remodeling. They've been serving the local community for 15 years. Ronnie and his crew can help you today. Call for a free quote, 252-286-4119, or visit R&R Remodeling on Facebook. R&R Remodeling, construction you can count on.
Hey Pirate fans, this is Blake Hardigree with ECU Baseball. I want to invite you to join our team on Saturday, February 13th virtually for our 2021 Pirate Baseball Banquet. Our keynote speakers are former ECU players Alec Burleson and Bryant Packard. We will have an auction through the Handbid app starting at noon on Saturday, February 6th and closing on Saturday, February 13th at 6 p.m. All proceeds from the banquet will go directly to ECU Baseball. Check ECU Baseball social media for the links and get your tickets today. We look forward to having you. Go Pirates!
Humana is proud to serve veterans. If you've recently turned 65 or become Medicare eligible, Humana would be proud to help you with your Medicare decisions or any questions that may arise. Let an agent assist you now to determine which Humana Medicare plan may best serve you. Humana can teach you about health plans, which will provide you with the access to products and programs to help support a healthy life. Humana is proud to be the National Medicare Advantage Plan provider to the veterans of foreign wars.
This is Denise Walker. Call me today at 434-531-5674 to get a no-cost, no-obligation Medicare benefits review.
In studio with Dr. Shondell Jones today from Kinetic Physical Therapy. What's new for 2021?
Well, 2020 has been a tough year for a lot of people, especially with the pandemic. And so, listen, we've got a way that people can kind of get that control back. We call it a power up package to start the year. And it's a mix of health coaching and personal training so that people can actually meet those goals and get back in shape. So to meet your goals in 2021, go to kptonline.com or give us a call at Kinetic Physical Therapy and Wellness at 364-2806.
Got big dreams for your small business? You're not alone. The Gavigan Agency Insurance Services is a growing business too. That's why they work with Nationwide, the #1 small total business insurer in the U.S. Nationwide can help protect and grow your business so you can focus on making your small business dreams come true. Give the Gavigan Agency Insurance Services a call today at 252-756-1400. Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Mutual Insurance Company and Affiliates, Columbus, Ohio. Subject to underwriting guidelines, review, and approval.
Hi, I'm Annalie Newhoff.
And I'm Rob Campbell.
And we are with CopyPro. We have been locally owned and operated here in Eastern North Carolina for almost 50 years. CopyPro is the leader in office technology.
Does your business struggle with keeping printing costs low or producing professional documents? Here at CopyPro, total customer satisfaction is our #1 priority.
We have a variety of solutions to help reduce your printing expenses and make your business more productive. Call us today at 1-800-682-6558 or online at copypro.net.
CopyPro, we are the professional office systems people.
This is Stephen Igo, publisher of HoistTheColors.net. Recruiting is the lifeblood of any college sports program, and no one devotes more coverage to the future of ECU athletics than Hoist the Colors. Want to know who's going to be the next Holton Ahlers or Jaden Gardner? We've got all the inside scoop on the Pirates' most talented recruits and top targets 24/7. Sign up now and get your first month of coverage for a single $1. HoistTheColors.net, the most reliable reporting on ECU athletics.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, W224EI Greenville, WDLX Washington, and W281CH Washington. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Greenville Utilities Neighbor to Neighbor program provides help for those who need temporary assistance with your utility costs. You can make a difference. Your tax-deductible donation can be added to your GUC bill each month, or you can make a one-time donation. And GUC matches all donations up to $20,000 each year. Consider helping a neighbor with GUC's Neighbor to Neighbor program. Now let's go back to the show. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
Oh dear, that didn't go well.
That was a Shirley Rhodes tumble right there.
You got to and we go back to the fumble conversation. You drop it.
Was it out of bounds in the end zone?
It felt like you were trying to knock it out of bounds right there. I got to get this ball out of the bounds. I just pick it up. Well, you know what? Fall on it, Chandler.
Okay.
Fall on it. That's my advice. Ronnie, if a player's going into the end zone, ball comes loose, ball rolls out of the back of the end zone, what should happen?
We're good?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I'm team Brian Bailey. I don't think I'm strong either way on it.
Okay.
But I don't know. If anything, I think it's kind of cool.
The other team should get the ball.
Sure, why not?
Why not? Because they didn't recover the ball.
Yeah. You're right.
Okay, so you really don't care either way.
Yeah. I mean, but
somebody had another good argument about this. We enjoy football; it's entertaining to us. Those plays where guys are diving for the pylon is exciting, right?
Yeah.
We want to see that play.
Yeah, that's where.
But it's very risky.
The risk reward, because I'm assuming the intent of the rule is because of that. Because if not, you could be on like the 2-yard line and fumble a couple yards ahead.
No. Well, you shouldn't get the ball like at the 1-inch line if you fumble out of bounds. So
No, but like
move it back.
If there's not like a severe penalty for it, then you can like it would make the offense an major advantage to try
I disagree.
and
The other team could recover that fumble if you get silly
if you
like
angle it where you know that joint's going out of bounds, then
spin it around.
You know, I like it.
All right.
It creates like some goal line drama. If you're going to go for it and stick the ball out, which has become like the common trendy thing to do. Like, remember Holt Nailers did it in Temple this year at Temple? And he was called out of bounds. He tried to run and hold the ball or like that. Like, that's kind of the cool thing to do. Well, if you're going to do that, then don't fumble.
All right.
I think it's probably not a great fair rule, but whatever. I think it's kind of...
It is. It's weird.
Game now, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's been that way since I've watched football. And somebody at some point came up with it, and a group of people.
Thing? You just get the ball at the 2-yard line or whatever?
No, I'd go back to the 20. I'd go back even 25 if you want to.
So it's like a penalty, like a personal foul, 15-yard penalty type thing.
But you get, and you know what? If you really want to penalize them, you could put it at the 20, and it goes back to the down it was before. So then you're looking at like 2nd and 15 or whatever. But I think it should just be 1st and 10, ball at the 25, and you got to work your way back down there. Just keep doing it.
I mean, I could see that for sure.
Yeah.
So
another thing, I don't like unsportsmanlike conduct penalties after touchdowns. I think that's stupid. I don't care what a guy does after he scores.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Well, they allow stuff in the NFL now, right? You don't get a penalty.
They allow some stuff, but yesterday, and I don't know what the penalty was called on, but Kareem Hunt scored. I think it was him, and was like laying in the end zone. Then his teammate went and laid down, and I don't know if the cameras cut away, but they called unsportsmanlike conduct on the Browns.
Huh. Weird.
Yeah.
Because now they all run in front of that one camera and take pictures and stuff. They're like the one, I thought the whole like team celebration thing they encourage. Remember they used to like
they outlawed team celebrations after like the Rams used to do stuff at the Greatest Show on Turf,
but then they brought it back.
Yeah. Which is, how weird is that? Like, like, you can't celebrate with your team. It's all about me and I and you. No, don't celebrate with your teammates. I don't know. The NFL and their celebration stuff kind of irks me.
Yeah.
I know there's more well, not necessarily, but a lot of times there's more touchdowns than there are soccer goals in a game. You'll see a game with like 5 soccer goals. You'll see a game with 5 touchdowns,
or 0.
After you score a touchdown or a goal in soccer, you can take off your shirt. You can run around. You can
stall for 5 minutes.
Whatever the hell you want.
Dude, to finish the celebration.
Run into the crowd.
You act like you got hurt.
Yeah,
bring out the magic spray.
Exactly. Do whatever you want. And you know what? Fine. I'm okay with that. It's like entertaining to me.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And if the other team that I don't like, that I don't want to win, celebrates, it makes me angry. And like, I like that too. I like to feel something during a game. So let's let people celebrate. Chandler, where do you stand? Steve Smith was a great celebrator.
Yeah.
You don't care?
Yeah.
You're not a big celebration fan?
Nah. I do. I was disappointed that they threw the flag yesterday. Was it, so I think that's unnecessary. Unless you're like throwing it at a fan that's sitting in the first row.
Like trying to hurt the fan?
Like, hurt the fan.
Aaron Rodgers did that. I think it was Rodgers.
Well, Pat Mahomes threw one almost.
Third deck.
Yeah.
Arrowhead.
Did he get a flag for that?
I don't
think that's a penalty.
I think you get fined for it.
Oh, okay.
I believe. Which
because that really affects the players. They could care less.
Yeah. I don't know. Anyway. All right.
Speaking of Greatest Show on Turf, who was your favorite player of the air? Those teams were fun.
Zahir Hakeem.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say.
I don't know. I was an Isaac Bruce fan because I first started fantasy football before the Greatest Show on Turf when he was by himself basically with the St. Louis Rams, and so I liked Isaac Bruce, but
Zahir
Hakeem,
man, he was something.
He
was like the first dude on Madden that'd be like 99, and you couldn't stop him. You
I feel like
him at running back and run the sweep, and you couldn't stop him. He was so fast.
Him and was it Terrence Wilkins for the Colts? Like that's when the 3 receiver set really got going with those slot guys.
Yeah.
And now it's like commonplace, and now everybody has to have a small, fast receiver.
Yeah, the Ravens had one too. That Jermaine
Lewis
in that era.
Yeah,
man.
Isn't it trivia? You put in for an answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
MVP of that Super Bowl.
But
it was Ray Lewis that won it.
Yeah, he wasn't an MVP.
Well, because he scored on like the opening, like he took a kickoff return to the end zone, to the touchdown,
line.
And I thought
we're real sports guys. I've said soccer touchdown. You said took a
ball to a touchdown. Oh man.
Jermaine Lewis, ready to go to school, Ronnie?
Ooh. Colgate.
They went to Maryland.
Oh, okay.
Tough
one.
Redbeard said they picked up the flag against Hunt. Good. They must have seen my tweet.
There you go.
Good. And the fine for throwing the ball in the stands is $5,000.
Wow.
So, like you said,
nothing.
Dropping the bucket for these guys. All right. Did you watch football this weekend? You're not a big NFL guy.
Yeah, but I watched a decent amount. I did flip over as I tweeted though, and I don't know why I tweeted. That was just stupid. Like, I'm going to tweet this because everybody's really going to care. Nobody cares. But I flipped off of the Breeze Brady game to watch the Tiger Woods documentary.
We have not talked about that yet.
Good.
I watched both episodes last night.
It's good.
I guess it was good. It was more like, hey, look who Tiger banged.
Well, maybe not good. It was entertaining. I was entertained.
I don't know what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
But I didn't think it was going to be that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I was entertained. It kept me wanting to watch.
Is that how the second episode goes?
You haven't seen it yet?
I haven't seen the second.
The second
episode.
one's
It's
all
about his
controversy.
own. Okay.
Yeah, and that to your point, I think I enjoyed the first one maybe more than the second because like the stuff with the dad.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I was too young to really know a lot about the dad and like his deal and the family and like the first girlfriend I thought was really cool, like his high school girlfriend. They never established where he was in life at that point, but there was like prom pictures it looked like, so high school.
Was that the one where they made him break up with her?
Yeah, exactly. Like that type. That's what I'm saying. Like it was good because I learned when I watch like those 30 for 30s and that I want to learn something that I didn't know.
You didn't already know.
I
That's
didn't
true.
know that Tiger Woods broke up with his high school girlfriend because his parents made him.
He wrote a letter to her.
Yeah, and never saw her again. And talked like they basically banned him from having a girlfriend because he was like.
I have realized you've been manipulating me. Like his parents are telling him exactly what to write, word for word.
Or he bounced.
Yeah.
Watching episode 1, I got LeVar Ball vibes from Earl Woods.
Yeah.
Not as like flamboyant, but he was just, I don't know.
Super controlled.
And Tiger was actually awesome at everything.
Yeah.
And the balls are not.
So yeah, I enjoyed the first one. The second one was
a little salacious.
The balls are good, by the way.
All of
Put
them?
that out there.
All the above?
2 out of the 4.
LaMelo Joe? What's the one that is not in the NBA?
LiAngelo.
LiAngelo.
Yeah, he was with the Pistons for a cup of coffee.
Is he the one that went to UCLA and wasn't any good?
Well, they all went to. Well, no, 2 of them.
One of
Lonzo.
them, he left though, right? I mean, I know
Yes,
Lonzo
he was
obviously
not
did.
good. He was
his
not
little
good.
brother went to UCLA and didn't cut it.
Yeah,
basically,
he was not good.
It reminded me of like Michael Jackson.
So I wanted to ask about the second episode. So in the second episode, when they covered the cheating and all that, do they really get into the fine details of what were in the text messages that came out?
Yeah, I mean,
did they talk about like him telling the girl not to bring him a turkey sandwich from Subway? Because I think that's the funniest thing that has ever come out about Tiger Woods.
I don't remember that story
ever. I will send you the link. There's a passage in the text messages where he tells her to bring him a sub, and it best not be no dang, and it ain't dang that he says. It best not be no dang turkey club. So apparently turkey clubs and Tiger have beef.
Yeah.
They went into a lot of the text messages of the Thanksgiving night incident, car crash incident. Yeah.
I want to know about what his beef is with turkey subs.
They didn't really dive into that too much, Glenn. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Maybe there's an episode 3 coming out later. I had forgotten he got that. I guess it was a DUI, but he was on all those pills.
Yeah, that was.
And they had the video of that. That was like later.
Yeah. That was after the surgery.
Everybody remembers
all
like
that.
the Escalade crash in the front.
I remember that.
Everybody remembers.
They went in that. Well, and the end I thought too was good. There could have been more of the redemption side of it, but the end and how he embraced fans, how he embraced hanging out with the
golfers,
the other golfers.
That was
high-fiving
was pretty
fans.
cool.
Like they kind
I
of
had heard that they kind of pushed through like the recovery though. Like
they did, yeah.
The Masters win and the first major win after
it was the last like 10 minutes maybe, but
that's
they at least
good stuff.
Yeah, they hit on like. I thought the fan stuff was cool. He used to avoid hate crowds, hate fans. And
they did the little Kevin Na impression.
Yeah,
thing.
like that type stuff. So they hit on it, but they certainly could have, they didn't go much in their redemption. But
if I ever get a chance to ask Tiger a question, you guys know where I'm going.
Turkey, what's your deal? What's your beef with Turkey?
What's the deal with Turkey Club?
I love a good Turkey Club, man.
Well, apparently you better not bring Tiger Woods one.
Yeah.
Because he will not be happy.
I had a turkey and Swiss for lunch today. It was really good.
There you go.
All right. What were we talking about? Oh, yeah. You went from football to Tiger. I ended up watching Tiger after football, so we had a similar evening.
But
all right. I'll tell you what. Let's get a break in, Chandler. We'll come back. We'll talk some ECU athletics with Ronnie. I also want to go over Ronnie's college football playoff bracket idea that you had.
11-teamer.
And 11? Is that how many it was?
Yeah.
And I saw a double bye in there. A lot going on this bracket.
The one seed gets a double bye.
We'll talk about it. We'll get your thoughts on it when we return on Pirate Radio Live. We're back with you after this.
Ahoy, mateys! To keep those cars clean, you need the Pirates Cove Fast Pass.
The new Pirates Cove Car Wash and Haviland Express Lube on Glen Burnie Road in New Bern is now open. Pirates Cove in New Bern is offering Fast Passes for $9.99 for new Fast Pass customers. You can visit us in Greenville on Fire Tower Road, Memorial Drive, and on East 10th Street. And have you heard? Pirates Cove on Fire Tower Road is now offering interior cleaning.
So we have you surrounded. Pirates Cove, the official car wash partner of ECU Athletics.
At Tiebreakers, we pride ourselves on serving
big, juicy wings.
I'm talking
big and juicy.
Our chickens are the same ones that kick sand in the other chickens' faces. If our chickens played football, they'd be linebackers. The competition's chickens, they'd be
skinny little kickers.
Trade those kickers in for linebackers.
Tiebreakers is open every day at 11 a.m. Follow Tiebreakers on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates.
Hello, Pirate Nation. This is Corey Scott, former ECU Baseball All-American. During my playing days, I specialized on the field as a closer. Now, as your mortgage loan officer, I am once again specializing in closing. But this time, I am closing for you, not just the Pirates. At Movement Bank, we offer portfolio loans such as 100% doctor loans with no PMI, home equity lines of credit, and jumbo loans, all at historically low rates. Contact me today, and I will be your closer. Call Coach Corey at 378-5252. That's 378-5252, and go Pirates.
Let us help you get back to business.
This is Donald Stocks
and Justin Judge of PIP of Eastern North Carolina.
We're ready to assist your business with branded PPE. Would you like face masks with your logo? We can do that. Plus custom social distancing signage.
Now is the time to ramp up your marketing efforts. Whether it's cutting edge, contactless, touchless marketing, or traditional direct mail, we can do it all.
We are PIP of Eastern North Carolina. Hey, this is Troy D, and if you're looking for some fresh and healthy food options to help you live a healthier lifestyle, but you still want that great taste, then go visit our friends at Villa Verde. Ain't that right, Jay?
That's right, Troy. We have two locations to serve you. Our original location on 10th Street and Villa Verde Dos, our quick serve location, which is on Arlington Boulevard.
And Jay, I love the ACP and grilled chicken and veggies. So many great options.
Hey, man, we got anything from lobster to roasted pork to rotisserie chicken and salads. Villa Verde, a platform for good.
Welcome back for another episode of ASMR with Alex. Today, we're exploring the delicious, refreshing sounds of Pepsi. Oh, spilled a little there, but don't worry, it's all under control. Now, where were we? Ah, yes, the ice. I mean, we really should have some more ice, right? Hold on, guys.
Wow, this is loud.
And we're back. Like I was saying, the delicious, refreshing sounds of Pepsi. Dude, I told you, I'm working on something in here.
Does anyone even watch this?
It's not about the views, Dave.
Jinx, you owe me a Pepsi.
Get out!
All right, fine, I'll leave.
Finally, now for the best part. Pepsi, that's what I like. Nailed it. My subscriber is gonna love this one.
Are you gonna finish that Pepsi?
Hi, this is Billy Parker from Parker's Barbecue. I am so excited to announce a brand new menu item now available at all Parker's locations. Come in for our delicious new boneless wings. Our wings are fresh, hand-cut, right there in the store. Never frozen, and our wings are big. Try them tossed in one of our signature sauces, sweet red barbecue sauce or barbecue honey mustard. Get a boneless wing bag for less than $5. That includes 6 boneless wings with hush puppies and corn sticks. Parker's Barbecue, a homemade tradition for over 50 years.
Pirate Radio.
We are not coming together to just be average. We want to build a program that will year in and year out compete for the American Athletic Conference Championship and compete nationally against any and everybody.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back in. Watch all of Pirate Radio's local programming on YouTube Live. Go to YouTube and search for Pirate Radio TV and subscribe today. You can watch Pirate Radio Live Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Just go to YouTube and search Pirate Radio TV and subscribe today. Let's head back into the show. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
Flawless reading there by Chandler Honeycutt. Well done. Glenn Griffin producing as well. Ronnie Woodward here, hanging out Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live here on a Monday. Ronnie, no ECU basketball over the weekend, no basketball Wednesday. Pirates are scheduled to play Memphis on Sunday. I was thinking about this. We talked all last year leading up to football, like, all right, how long do you need to prepare for, conditioning, practice? How much time do you need to get ready for a football season? Well, how much time does ECU need to get ready for a game Sunday?
Yeah.
Because right now they're not doing anything. Antoine Jackson said earlier on the Brian Bailey show that they're not allowed to go in the practice facility. So, could they show up Saturday and do a walkthrough and then play? Because the clock's kind of ticking here.
Yeah, I don't think so. And I'll relay or go back to Tristan Newton. Like we talked the last week, literally, ECU's last game was that Saturday. Newton had cleared the virus part of it, but was in return to play mode because he was at the game. I was at the arena. He was throwing the ball, passing the ball to teammates, to warm-ups. He was on the bench. Right. He was cheering. So there is some level of return to play.
Yeah.
Where it's not like, oh, they got past the 10 days or the 7 days or all right, you're good. I think by rule or whatever, you can't just, as you said, all right, we're cleared Saturday, let's go play. At least for the players, maybe coaches and staff, but the return to play conditioning side of it is some element of it. So yeah, I don't know, that they'd have to get back really quick. I feel like to play Sunday.
Exactly. That's kind of. I think that game might be in jeopardy.
Yeah, I think it's definitely in jeopardy.
Who determines when too many guys are out to play? Is that an ECU call? Is it the AAC?
The conference. I think in general.
So they kind of report numbers to them.
Yeah, both teams report. Here's where we're at. The conference makes a call. Because I remember in football, I think Mike Houston even broke it down during one of the Zooms, and obviously a different sport, but I think it's the same general rule. There was like a stoplight. It was green, yellow, and red. Like when they had their Thursday numbers or, after the walkthrough, I guess before the teams would travel, they would present to the board, the advisory board for the conference, here's where we're at. And they would deem the game as like green, like all go, whatever, like yellow, it's questionable, don't travel yet or whatever. Red meant obviously it's postponed. So I don't know if their basketball is the stoplight method or not either, but I think that's the same general protocol as you present it to the league, both teams, both sides, and the league. Because in general, and it hasn't been completely flawless, but the league wants to prevent teams from traveling and then getting to the destination and finding out it's postponed. They want to make the call before one team travels, just for a lot of reasons.
We almost had that situation with Temple in football.
Yeah, exactly. Like they didn't want to postpone that game at that point unless you absolutely had to. But I think that's the way in a perfect world it works, is the teams present it before one side has to travel, the league makes a call, then you go from there. So that should happen, I would think, later this week. And national TV for that Sunday game too. I saw earlier today.
ESPN 2
or you
going head to head with Packers Bucks. Brady Rodgers. Tough draw.
I think the NFL is going to win that battle.
Tough draw there for the Pirates.
Yeah, like middle to late part of the week. I think we'll have some more clarity, maybe, hopefully. But yeah, I'm with you. I mean, I think Sunday is at least questionable, or whatever, pending how the week goes. So yeah.
All right. Well, wish we had better news to report on that front. ECU women's basketball lost on Saturday. They've now lost 4 straight.
Yeah.
And we have yet to see a men's or women's basketball victory in 2021, Ronnie.
Right.
Yeah. Man. So we've got to break that streak at some point soon, hopefully.
Yeah, the women are. I don't know. They've been in these games, which is weird. It's not like they've gotten blown out. Like, I always, in the women's hoops, I always go back to, like, the UConn rule, or, like, even South Florida, who's the best team in the league. They were down a handful of points in the fourth quarter, and that kind of started this losing skid. So I don't know if that affected them either mentally or kind of the flow of the team or whatever. But, yeah, the offense has kind of been up and down. They hadn't done a great job of having a natural kind of flow on offense, it looks like. So, yeah, they're on a tough stretch. But again, they're in game, so it's not like they're getting blown out. They just haven't kind of closed well and played well, I think, in the fourth quarter of games here recently. So they got talent. I think they'll be okay, but I think they're in that. They've slipped from maybe like, oh, man, conference championship type contender, like, NCAA, NIT, maybe whatever, more toward the middle-ish of the pack of the leagues. That's kind of where they're trying to fight through now.
Ronnie Woodward, Daily Reflector, joining us. Ronnie, let's take a look at your proposal for a college football playoff. Now, why did you do this?
I don't know. It was, I guess, the day after the national championship game. And yeah, it's so funny when these things play out. I'm trying to pull it up too, but
I'll read your tweet while you're pulling it up.
Okay.
All right. You said absolutely no auto bids. Getting 11 teams in provides the excitement factor people want in playoff games, but regular season is projected with buys and sneaky double buy for earning the 1 seed.
Yeah.
So it shakes out like number 1 has a double bye all the way to the Final Four.
Semis.
Yeah, to the semis.
They're in.
The 2 seed and the 3 seed also have a one bye.
Yeah.
Getting them into the
quarterfinals.
Ish, yeah. So it'll be 8 versus 7, 10 versus 5, 11 versus 4, 9 versus 6. One of Ronnie's things is you don't want to see Alabama beat 4 teams by 80.
Yeah.
Like, they can be 1 team by 80 or maybe 2.
If we came into this year knowing the Notre Dame-Alabama game is a joke, and last year the 1-4, didn't LSU score like 67 points last year? They beat Oklahoma. It was like 67-10. Like the 1-4 thing is getting sketchy, and we all complain about it, yet we want to expand the playoff and have 1 play 8. So that's a part of it, but a bigger part is you have to protect them wanting to be the 1 seed.
Yeah. Make that matter.
Yeah. So people are like, oh, the regular season doesn't matter. Well, that would matter, because if you're going hard after like getting the number 1, like we want to go undefeated, we want to play a tough schedule, we want to whatever, like most of the times it's going to be an SEC team that's undefeated, but still, that's the intrigue of the regular season of college football, is getting the 1. Used to be you had to be 1 or 2 to play in the championship. Now you got to be top 4. So you got to protect that, or else you have the NFL where guys are sitting, you're playing the backups. Why does it kind of matter? So yeah.
Okay, if this was the scenario, let's here's the matchups.
Okay. I hadn't even looked. So yeah.
Cincinnati versus Florida.
So is this the ones that it would be going into the playoff though? Because you got to think about that.
Nah, but it's pretty similar.
Yeah, okay.
I would think. So, Florida versus... Well, actually, I think I can go back and look. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what do I go, week 16?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. And we have, all right, Florida versus Georgia. Now we're going to have to manipulate a little bit so we don't get rematches.
No, let it play out.
Oh, okay.
That's why the seedings matter. Like, if there's 6 SEC teams, there's 6 SEC teams.
Let's see. But this, I think the final week is what we need to look at, because this isn't right. This would be Alabama, Ohio State, Notre Dame, Clemson.
Oh, you're right. Okay.
So
I guess the playoff rankings didn't do a final like AP did it. So you're right.
All right, here we go.
There it is. Okay.
Florida versus Cincinnati. Winner plays Clemson.
Great game.
I like that.
Yep.
Then you have Texas A&M versus Iowa State.
A&M would roll, but yeah, that's fine.
Notre Dame versus Indiana. How about that? The Battle of Indiana.
There you go.
I love it, Ronnie.
Yep. Uh-huh.
And then you have Georgia versus Oklahoma.
Okay.
Let's do it. And the winner of that game would play Ohio State.
Yeah.
So I am, yes.
There you go.
Ronnie, you figured it out.
Done.
Do y'all like this? How do you feel about the double bye that Alabama would receive all the way to the semifinals? Glenn and Chandler are not interested.
No.
Well, it's not that I'm not interested. It's just that I feel that.
What do you not like about it? Do you want more teams in?
The double bye is a little weird.
I mean, I kind of see the reasoning.
I get the point.
Yeah.
Like, you got to make those teams fight to be number one. Like, if there's an 8-team playoff, what's the difference between like 1 and 2? You know,
we really don't need to see Alabama versus Indiana. The problem is Alabama.
The problem is Alabama.
They need to be in a different league.
So this kind of does that. Like, you get
Alabama,
they're going to win anyway. So this gives you the intrigue of seeing who they end up beating.
Yeah.
You know, like,
it's weird. It's like in the NBA, do you just put the Lakers in the finals and let everybody else fight it out to see who plays them? And they're just sitting there waiting at the end?
Yeah, that's what this past season was.
I mean, they still have to play the games. They didn't get to skip 3 rounds in the playoffs.
What I like is,
but the sports are different. Again,
I already know what's going to happen at the end. I like the build up to it. I like the Nuggets and Jazz, Chandler. I know they weren't going to win the championship, but I like that. In this case, we get Cincinnati,
Georgia,
and Florida, playing each other.
Sure, great.
There you go.
But the issue in the end still is that like Bama's still 30 points better than anybody
They're
else.
going to win.
Well, there's no way to fix that.
Yeah, there's no way to prevent that.
We got to legislate Nick Saban out of college football.
And even if it's not Alabama, it's last year's LSU. Like the whoever's number 1 is always going to be an elite team. It's not going to randomly just be Northwestern or something. You know, like it's going to be
I feel
the
like
best
we had
team in
years
the country.
where there's a 1 or 2 loss team up there.
Not that's number 1.
Yes.
I can't think of one.
I mean, it's been recent. There's been an undefeated team that's been number 1 at the end of the season that had 1 loss or 2 losses.
An undefeated team.
I'm sorry, I messed up the statement.
Now that messed my brain up.
Well, there's been a team at the end of the season that ended up national champion that had a loss or 2. That has happened.
Yeah, but it was probably Alabama. Or
but the
Clemson.
issue is that you always, when that happens, is you always end up taking several teams from the SEC that have 1 or 2 losses.
Yeah, that's what I'm
because
saying.
things get muddled at the top.
Yeah, it's still a really good team.
It's still Bama, Georgia, Clemson, Ohio State, Oklahoma. It's like the same top 5.
Yeah,
regardless.
Andrew Harris, the owner of Familia, has a suggestion.
What does he say?
My suggestion is to bring us Familia. But just kidding, Andrew.
Love that place.
Check out Familia, folks. Big fan of it. Their pizza, I go with the pasta. Andrew says just 1 bye for the 1 seed, and they get to host the game, not the silly bowls. Again,
I like that. I love the idea of having a college playoff game on a college campus. I think that's cool as heck.
Oh, yeah, you could do higher seeds host in this case. The problem is, though,
the only way
we're trying to get away from Alabama winning 4 games by 40.
Yeah.
When they can only just win 2 games by 40.
Yeah.
Well, like, I don't know.
I've got clip
I still
turned here.
There's a personal issue.
Well, you turned me by adding more teams.
Yeah.
I feel like I turned you.
No, well,
we're both playing head games with each other.
The problem, the one thing we haven't talked about is the auto bid thing, and that's why what I present there is unrealistic, because any expansion is going to be automatic bids.
Yeah.
So that the league commissioners can protect their league. And that's what I don't like, because actually. So Oregon.
It makes sense with automatic bids, though.
So you want Oregon to play in the playoff?
The Oregon was a different case this year.
They won the Pac-12. Like,
but
it would be
like a matter of attrition, essentially.
The Pac-12 has to have a representative.
I like it with no autos.
Yeah.
I prefer autos. I just don't want like 3 SEC teams in there if you're going to expand it to 8.
So in this case, you would have SEC, SEC, SEC.
4?
So 4 out of 11.
Yeah.
So Florida's it's Bama, Georgia, Florida,
A&M, Florida, Georgia. But okay, so here's the flip side. This year's a really good example. So if you went 5 Power 5 champions,
yes,
number 6 would be Cincinnati, and you'd have 2 at-larges. Okay, so 1 through 5.
Georgia and A&M is your at-larges.
So Notre Dame and A&M would be your 2 at-larges. Would be your 2 at-larges. So 1 versus 8.
You would have Notre Dame.
1 versus 8 would be Alabama versus Texas A&M.
Notre Dame, who had already gotten blown out twice,
but my point is, Alabama versus Texas A&M will be 1-8, and to me, those were the 2 best teams in the country. Like, you can't make Alabama play A&M in the first round, and Oregon is a 5 seed.
I mean, you can. You can do whatever.
Maybe you have the auto bids, but you don't. You can reseed it.
Maybe you reseed according to win-loss
Oregon
record.
will be 8, or Cincinnati will be 8.
Yeah.
Just in the same way that you would reseed the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to give you
After
these
the conference
teams. Now you
championship.
put together the rankings.
And I just question if that's the way it's going to happen. Because I think the Power 5 is going to say, we have to get an automatic, and we have to be 1 through 5 in the seeds.
Why is Cincinnati 6? Because they're the
group of
the best
5
group
teams.
of 5?
Yep.
Yeah.
And your at-larges have to go on the bottom.
So you're still putting Cincinnati as an at-large in this situation.
No, number 6.
They earned it
would
by
be
getting in, being
group
the
of
top
5
group of 5.
automatic team. And they'd leave 2 at-larges. If you put them at the bottom, then you end up with Alabama playing A&M in the first round.
And the lowest seed should
But we
definitely
fixed
be
that.
Oregon.
We fixed that.
Yeah, yeah.
It's going to be Alabama beating
reseeding.
Oregon by 50.
We're reseeding. It's fine.
I just don't know if that
I'm
would
fine
happen.
with 1 bye. It's just it's the 2 weeks off that's a little sketch.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Sketch.
It's a little wonky.
I mean, it's just a little. I mean, you're just letting them sit there, this big, powerful line, sit there and wait for some emaciated, half-beaten zebra to wander in.
That's playing their 16th game.
Yeah.
That is a good point.
No, I agree for sure. So I don't know how to read it, but I do think there needs to be some level of buys, or make it 6 teams and give 1 and 2 a bye.
Yeah.
But you only grows 2 teams.
Kind of like the normal NFL playoffs that we see.
Yeah,
Top
there's
2
a reason
always
why
get
the NFL does buys, because they reward the team that earned it. So I don't know. We'll
so
see.
you're giving the SEC champion and the ACC champion a bye every year,
or whoever it is.
or I guess
they
it
still
could be
have to,
Big Ten some year because you could get
Ohio State.
They still have to earn it. Like, it's not like, I don't know. I can go on forever. It's not like Alabama just gets there.
I mean, it's better
they
than
went
your old buddy,
11-0,
the BCS.
Like,
Your
it's not
old
like
pal.
they just pencil these teams in regardless of their record. Like, these teams do they
Have gotten
beat
there.
everybody. Yeah, like they got there. They went through 3 months of the season beating everybody and playing in the toughest league. Like,
I'm all for it. I'm all for the expansion.
All right. We've had some good hypothetical discussions on the show today.
None of it.
It's my favorite type of show. It's a goofy, hypothetical,
nonsense.
no real sports show.
Yeah.
And I like that there's 11 teams, like, in general, just to be a little weird.
The Big 11.
Yeah.
What's the fun name for it? The
Elite 11.
Elite 11.
That's like the recruiting thing, right? The
Nissan
quarterback camp or whatever.
presents the Tostitos PlayStation 4, 5, Elite 11.
Yeah, I like it.
All right. Chandler, take us to break. Ronnie, thanks for hanging out, man.
All right.
Enjoyed it.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good week. And we'll have probably no game to talk about next Monday. But we'll make up more fantasy topics.
That's right. Today's a big man day, right?
He is coming up next.
Yes. I listened to his podcast when I was running this morning.
Really?
You got to ask him who's the voice on his intro song.
I love the intro.
Oh, it's great.
The intro is awesome.
Double, triple.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
You're listening to the big man on basketball. I don't know.
It sounds like a Fat Joe. Is it really?
He knows in Philly that did it for him as a personal favor.
It sounds like
I've heard
Fat
him talk
Joe
about
to
it
me.
before.
Okay.
It's who?
Somebody he knows personally.
Right,
It's
yeah.
not,
Sounds great.
It's not like a name,
Right.
a known name or anything. He didn't pull out Fat Joe.
I was
for the
pushing
podcast
myself.
intro.
But the intro does get me pumped up.
Dude, I was
Yeah.
ready to go. Like,
Yeah.
that intro is classic.
All right. We will talk to Jeff and Nadu when we return on Pirate Radio Live after this.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Tom Brown from Brown & Wood Buick GMC Truck. We've been serving the Pirate Nation in Eastern North Carolina for 83 years. We have 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 showrooms, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
Happy New Year's from Brown & Wood. This month, get a 2020 GMC Sierra and save up to $5,500 off or $2,750 plus 0% for 72 months. And remember, Brown & Wood is the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
We're located on Greenville Boulevard next to the Convention Center, or shop us online at brownandwoodauto.com.
This is Dr. Chris Hasty from Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center of Greenville. We have been the team physicians for ECU Athletics for over 35 years. We offer a variety of services for the athlete, including non-operative and operative care, including the latest in arthroscopic surgery, physical therapy, and diagnostic testing. For experienced and professional care for athletes of all ages, visit our offices on W.H. Smith Boulevard in Greenville or online at orthoeast.com. Orthopedics East, providing complete care for ECU and athletes of all ages.
With rates being historically low, now is the best time to buy or refinance your home. This is Talbot Green with Angel Oak Home Loans. Now is the time to take advantage of the opportunity to buy more home or refinance your current mortgage. The combination of our local team's experience and Angel Oak's wide offerings of products from standard conventional, government, and portfolio loans has something for most financial situations. For more information, call Talbot Green, Joanne Weir, or Wanda Hager at 751-2060.
NMLS 1719250 and 685-842. Equal housing lender.
The best place for delicious food and great prices is Familia. Familia has $6 lunch specials, a $10 pizza of the week, and every Thursday has $2 drafts all day. Sunday brunch is the best for food and family. Come and enjoy favorites like shrimp and grits, made-to-order omelets, French toast, and drink specials like $3 mimosas, beer mimosas, or $5 Bloody Marys. Familia, Fire Tower Road near Pitt Community College, and FamiliaNC.com.
Bostic Sugg Furniture wants to know, how'd you sleep last night? If you're like thousands, the answer is probably not very well. You're tired, stressed, your job suffers, and worse, your health suffers. Get better sleep on a Restonic mattress, a Consumer's Digest Award winner 13 years running. Restonic Queen mattresses start as low as $4.99. Restonic two-sided Queen mattresses from only $6.99. If you're ready to wake up to a whole new you, we have a Restonic mattress waiting for you exclusively at Bostic Sugg Furniture.
Have you heard the news? American Airlines is back and has resumed service at Pitt Greenville Airport. Reservations are available now at AA.com. Whether you're flying for business or for pleasure, enjoy the friendly convenience of flying from your local airport to get you where you're going and then home again safely. For your next trip, remember, American Airlines is back at PGV. Book today at AA.com. Pitt Greenville Airport, where the Pirates fly.
Sawyer's Fun Park is now open in Greenville. This state-of-the-art 40,000 square foot facility features a 2-story LED interactive laser tag, a one-of-a-kind 2-story ninja course, a ropes course with a 180-degree zip line, and it's only one of 5 in the country that are indoors. Multiple climbing walls, a super cool arcade with 40-plus games, and a brand new full-service cafe and bar for adults. Visit the brand new Sawyer's Fun Park, now open, located right behind ARU on Corey Road, Greenville.
This is Stephen Igo, publisher of HoistTheColors.net. Recruiting is the lifeblood of any college sports program, and no one devotes more coverage to the future of ECU athletics than Hoist the Colors. Want to know who's going to be the next Holton Ahlers or Jaden Gardner? We've got all the inside scoop on the Pirates' most talented recruits and top targets 24/7. Sign up now and get your first month of coverage for a single $1. HoistTheColors.net, the most reliable reporting on ECU athletics.
This is Coach Blake Carroll, defensive coordinator for East Carolina football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back into the show. Did you miss a show on Pirate Radio? Listen to all of Pirate Radio's archive local programming by subscribing to us on Apple Podcasts. Subscribe today by going to the podcast app on your iPhone or Apple device and search for Pirate Radio Audio Archives. Now let's head back into the show. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
Alrighty, Chandler Honeycutt, producing today's program, usually handles the video aspects of things. We got the big dog handling that today. Shirley Rhodes will be back coming up on Tuesday's edition of Pirate Radio Live. Let's talk a little football, hoops, and more with the big man on campus, Jeff Nadu. He joins us on the Fixed NC Live line. A new ep of Big Man on Basketball has dropped today, and we'll talk some hoops and more with him right now. Jeff, how you doing?
I'm great, Clip. Good to talk to you. How are you?
Absolutely. Coming off a great sports weekend. Let's start with the football, Jeff, and then we'll get to the college hoops and maybe a little NBA as well. But once again, I asked you towards the end of the week your favorite play. You said the Saints a couple weeks ago. You said the Packers on Thursday, so appreciate that one. Jeff, what did you think of the football this weekend? What did you nail, and what surprised you, if anything?
Well, I was just, obviously I think I wasn't surprised necessarily with the fact that we only saw one. Well, I guess we saw one over or two overs. I guess really depends where you got the number, but just the kind of the games that we kind of assumed would go over the total that didn't go over the total, and just kind of the overall inability of the Ravens to move the football was obviously concerning. What do the Chiefs look like now that Patrick Mahomes has got a concussion? Where do we go from here? And I was surprised that the Bucs were able to do what they did. I guess it's time to start really buying into this team. That's going to be a great game over the weekend against the Packers.
So the line right now for Chiefs-Bills, Chiefs are a 3-point favorite. Is that saying Mahomes is playing? Is that saying he's not playing? Like, what does he do to that number when something definitive comes out, Jeff?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's really going to just be about. Look, I'm not a doctor. Okay, I don't try to play one. I don't pretend to be one. I don't really know how to approach this because, this is a playoff game. This is obviously an important injury. I mean, a head injury could be really concerning if you get another concussion. So, but then you know how important he is and how important he is to the entire league and to that team. So. My gut says that he plays. I mean, it's 7 days basically from today. I don't really still understand concussion protocol because sometimes guys are out like a week or two, and then some guys are back, 6 days later. So I don't really know, but I think that's just kind of a line right now that nobody's going to really play probably unless you get some legit info. I would follow it all week, and you can kind of figure out whether he's going to play or not, but. Yeah, it's a great question. I don't know how to answer it, frankly.
Jeff, here's another question for you. A few weeks ago, I put in Packers to make Super Bowl, and I got it at plus money. So now I'm sitting with that. They are a 3.5-point favorite. Like, do you put a little on Bucks plus 3.5 and try to double up here? Do you just stick with the Packers bet? What do you do in a situation like I'm in right now?
I wouldn't do much of anything, to be frank. I would just. I mean, you got to really. Hedging futures is all about the price. I mean, if it really depends what kind of gambler you are. I mean, if you're someone that needs the money, then I would do what you got to do. But I don't hedge on anything generally unless it's like a really big future. So, for instance, if let's say I bet the Jacksonville Jaguars like 300 to 1 or something, you get to the NFL, to get the Super Bowl. I mean, stuff like that I'm hedging, but, if it's a small price, but it's, doable as far as getting the job done, and, I'm not hedging. I don't hedge, really.
Gotcha.
It's not something I do.
Talking to the Big Man on Campus, Jeff Nadu at Jeff Nadu on Twitter. The Big Man on Basketball podcast dropped a new ep today. And, Jeff, let's see. This is interesting, at least for us around here, that this is the first time that Duke and North Carolina are not in the top 25 polls since 1982. First time that no team from the state of North Carolina is in the AP poll since 1970. First time no Duke, North Carolina, or Kentucky is in the polls since 1961. So is that a product of a COVID year? Is it about these programs and the recruiting and everything, Jeff? How do you explain that?
Yeah, I mean, you also look Louisville; they're not in the top 25, and Michigan State isn't either.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's pretty fascinating. Does it have to do with COVID? No, I don't think. I feel like if this were a regular year, it wouldn't change the fact that I just don't think Duke's very good. North Carolina, the same thing. Both teams just aren't great. Does it have some bearing? Probably, but I don't think. Like I said, I don't think if this was a normal year, they would still not be great. I said before that I'll say it again. It wouldn't surprise me this year if a mid-major win the national title. I think this is anyone's year. And I'll say this now. If Gonzaga can't win it this year, I don't know if they ever will. Because the country right now, as far as outside of Baylor, Gonzaga and Baylor are on different levels. They're light years better than everyone else. Villanova hasn't played in over a month. And then after that, it's really anybody's guess. So, if you're out there looking forward down to March, I mean, there would be plenty of mid-majors deep into the bracket. This is going to be a weird year, but Gonzaga shouldn't have any issues. This should be the year.
Saw you tweeting the other day, about a number of games, but I believe you mentioned Virginia Clemson. I think Clemson was a slight favorite at home at Little John on Saturday. Virginia gets out to a 33-17 lead at halftime. How about 52 second-half points from the Wahoos? They go 15 of 27 from three. They'll hold a lot of teams to 50 points, Jeff, but you don't see Virginia scoring 85 points a lot.
Yeah, I mean, that game, 10 minutes into the game, it was 18-2.
Yeah.
So, that goes to show you how good Virginia can be defensively. But, right now, Clip, it's really been about the fact that Sam Hauser's becoming what I expected him and a lot of people expected him to be there. They're an offense built on the blocker-mover offense, and the mover's all about shooters. You've got to have shooters in that system. And that's why over the years they've been inconsistent because they don't generally have these kind of guys like Hauser. Look at the year they had Jerome and Guy. They went to the national title game and won it all. So, this is a team that when you have mover blockers and you have a blocker, blockers in there that can set screens and run to the basket like a Jay Huff, and you have guys that can come off screens like, a Sam Hauser or a Trey Murphy, or a Huff. This is what this offense is predicated on. This is not a good conference right now, to be really honest. I have Virginia winning this conference, and I'm going to continue to stay on that hill. I think they're probably outside of Florida State. They're kind of on different levels than everyone else. Virginia's starting to get really good offensively, and that's scary to a lot of teams because you're not going to score on them in the half court. So, yeah, I'm very high on this program long term, and Hauser's been the main component. He's been terrific lately.
Talking to the big man on campus, Jeff Nadu, Barstool Sports here on Pirate Radio Live. And, Jeff, looking at the game tonight, Baylor and Kansas, 9 o'clock ESPN. Pretty big spread there, but, I mean, you talked about how good Baylor is. I guess it's just name recognition with Kansas. What do you think about that number? I'm seeing like 8.5, something like that. Baylor a favorite?
Yeah, we talked about this game on my show today. Mike Rano and I, my co-host for today. And we both came to the thought that I asked him what he thought the number would be. We kind of agreed. We thought the number would be like 5.5. This is one of those games, Clip, for me where I got 9. I'll take the 9, and if they lose by double digits, so be it.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to pass up. I don't think Kansas is 9 points worse than Baylor. I know Baylor's been really good, and they've been legit, and they've been hard to beat. And outside of the Texas Tech game on Saturday, they haven't won by less than 10 points. But I look at Kansas. I like the way McCormick's played. If I'm Bill Self, I'm going to him and saying, look, you could be the difference in this game tonight. I think he can be. I think they have the guards to at least bother Mitchell and Teague and those guys. So for me, I'll gladly take the points in a game that it wouldn't surprise me, Clip, if at 11 o'clock Kansas is right there to maybe win this game later.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but you got 6 days to prepare. One other thing, keep in mind, Bill Self and Kansas against Baylor. Scott Drew 0-5 as a favorite lifetime against Kansas. It's a tough spot.
Jeff, you got some afternoon hoops today. You got some games coming up tonight. What else, if anything, are you interested in college basketball-wise?
Yeah, only, there's obviously some afternoon games and stuff, but there's not a ton on the card at night. A game or two that I had my eye on, Wyoming in a bounce back against Air Force. Mountain West is doing back-to-backs, but there's a day off in between. Saturday, Wyoming had a big lead with about 14 minutes to go. They let it off and ended up losing the game by 3. You look at it in that game, though, Wyoming was very good for, basically 25 minutes. If they put a full game together, they should take care of Air Force. They're a better basketball team. They shot 70% from 2 in that game and still found a way to lose. So, when you look at kind of the internal stuff, they actually played pretty well. One other one, and this is a matchup that I'm sure you're kind of familiar with, Citadel, UNC Greensboro. The Citadel Clip are a fascinating team. They're the fastest team in America. They play this breakneck speed. They go up and down. But this is a game that's concerning. I'm not going to tell anyone that they should bet an under with the Citadel. All I'm going to say is Greensboro has seemed to figure out the tonic lately to slow the Citadel down. The way they defend really disrupts the run-and-gun system Citadel want to use. I'm not necessarily saying that I wouldn't bet the over, but I get the feeling Greensboro scores a lot of points and Citadel maybe scores 75. This seems like a 92-75 type of game. So I would lean over, but I think the Citadel gets waxed here. They've been very good against the number, but they're starting to face tougher competition. This one could come back to be that third really tough game in less than a week. They get their doors blown off.
If there's a game on, Jeff, in the afternoon, I'll find it and watch it. And last week it was the Citadel hosting, it was either Furman or Wofford, I can't remember, but either way, they hung with their opponent. Yeah, and put up a lot of points and fun to watch. But we know that Wes Miller there at UNCG, good coach, and you think that the Citadel's fun run kind of comes to an end tonight. All right, how about NBA, Jeff? And this is kind of a simplistic way to look at it, but one reason I, like a lot of people, I assume, can't get into every NBA game on a random Monday night, but Bucks Nets tonight feels like a pretty good game. It's on TNT. Like, are you reading anything more into this game than you would any other game? Is this an important game for these teams tonight, Jeff?
Well, look, I think every game is important. In the NBA, they probably wouldn't agree. Bucks are playing really well. They've won 4 in a row. But this is a game that is tough. I mean, going on the road in the NBA is tough no matter who's there. You're not going to have Kyrie tonight, which, continues to be a soap opera. But, yeah, I mean, look, James Harden and Kevin Durant, that's pretty incredible. I lean Bucks, though. I just think overall they're better and will pull away and win. But as far as the game that I would be on tonight, I actually took I have a game kind of in motion right now, Spurs-Blazers. I want to quickly throw out one thing to your people here with the NBA. It's the Sacramento Kings. This team, Clip, is, I mean, they're working on some historically bad numbers defensively. I mean, this team is, quote-unquote, shocking defensively. I don't really know how else to look at it. They're putting up some terrible numbers on that side of the ball. They've been hard to watch. They're a great over team because they fill it up on offense. But you look at these defensive efficiency numbers. I mean, they're borderline historically bad. You look at compared to the rest of the NBA. I mean, defensive efficiency at 1.182. That is horrible. I mean, it's significantly worse than everyone in the league. Sacramento is terrible on that side of the ball.
They're giving up 20 more points per game than the Cavs are. Like, that's correct. 123.6.
Yeah, it's pretty terrible. I can't say I've seen anything like that in a while. I mean, as you said, I mean, Sacramento. I mean, Washington's bad, Chicago's bad, but like, it's Portland's giving up 115 and they're bad. Sacramento's giving up 124, so it's ugly.
Jeff Nadu joining us. Jeff, by the time we talk on Thursday, will the Philadelphia Eagles have a head coach?
I've heard through the grapevine they're getting close. From what I understand, they're a bit of a mess. I think what's going to happen is they're going to hire Josh McDaniel.
Yeah.
That would be my guess. Weirdly enough, he reminds me a lot of Doug Peterson just with his look and he wears a visor a lot. He's very offensive driven. I just don't want Todd Bowles. I don't want Deuce Staley. I don't want them to stay in this kind of Deuce, Doug, Andy kind of realm. I like McDaniels. I have no issue with it. I would have went more like Lincoln Riley or Joe Brady, but it doesn't seem like they're going to do that. So I guess we'll see. But I would say by the end of the week, yes, they have that coach.
All right, Jeff Nadu joining us today on Pirate Radio Live. Jeff, we will check out the Big Man on Basketball podcast. New ep dropped today, another one coming out on Wednesday. And we'll talk to you again on this show later on this week.
Look forward to it. Thanks for having me.
All right, thank you. Big Man on Campus, Jeff Nadu, joining us on the Fixed NC Live line. Chandler, the 38-year-old dude, gets a head coaching job with the Chargers. Big Man says he's feeling maybe a Josh McDaniels in Philly. Are you starting to feel good about Brady returning to the Panthers next year?
Yeah, I think Joe Brady will be back in the booth for the Panthers next year. It's looking like. I think he's fallen off the radar of a lot of NFL franchises right now. But and I really don't think he's ready for a head coaching gig right now. He's only 30 years old. Let him coordinate for a few years and then let him develop, and maybe he'll get a gig down the road.
Yeah, and I mean his name's going to be out there every year.
Oh, absolutely.
He might keep getting these interviews, but looks like he may be back with the Panthers coming up next season. All right, let's take a time out. We'll come back. Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live on the way. We will talk to Troy D. He joins me now, and he will join me and speak when we return after this.
Find yourself working from home or at least spending more time there? Want some remodeling for your house or a fresh look? How about a new deck or screened-in porch to add livable space outside? Don't know who to call? Well, you do now. Call the professionals at R&R Remodeling. They've been serving the local community for 15 years. Ronnie and his crew can help you today. Call for a free quote, 252-286-4119, or visit R&R Remodeling on Facebook. R&R Remodeling, construction you can count on.
Hey Pirate fans, this is Blake Hardigree with ECU Baseball. I want to invite you to join our team on Saturday, February 13th virtually for our 2021 Pirate Baseball Banquet. Our keynote speakers are former ECU players Alec Burleson and Bryant Packer. We will have an auction through the Handbid app starting at noon on Saturday, February 6th and closing on Saturday, February 13th at 6 p.m. All proceeds from the banquet will go directly to ECU Baseball. Check ECU Baseball social media for the links and get your tickets today. We look forward to having you. Go Pirates!
You've worked hard to start your business and are working even harder to make it successful. That's when it's most important to have a community bank and a local banker in your corner. This is Eric Clark from Select Bank and Trust. Our team of local bankers care about you, our customer, and the communities in which we all live and serve together. As the business and economic conditions of 2020 threw you many curveballs, our team at Select Bank and Trust remains steadfast in being responsive to your ever-changing needs. In 2021, choose Select Bank and Trust. Bank local, bank select, member FDIC.
We're midway through bath time, and 2 medium, 2-topping Domino's pizzas for $5.99 each have begun their drive to the Smith's front door. That's a GPS-enabled custom delivery alert, folks. The newest improvement to the Domino's tracker saying Domino's will be there in 2 minutes. They're calling it audible. Bath time's now rinse time. They've got 1 kid dry, 2 kids dry. The pizzas are here. They made it to the door. The kids are clean enough. The new Domino's tracker with GPS worked again.
2 at a minimum. Pan pizza will be extra. Ask for this limited time offer. Prices, participation, delivery area, and charges may vary.
University PC Care has been the Pirate Nation's go-to IT expert since 2006. Your office deserves a proactive tech support approach instead of always reacting to issues after the damage is done. You need BizCare. BizCare tech support and cybersecurity plans keep you ahead of potential issues and much safer from cyber threats like ransomware. What's at your office? Call William today to schedule your free BizCare consultation or learn more at universitypccare.com.
The Rick House is Eastern North Carolina's premier American-styled restaurant and bar. Join us at the Rick House for mouth-watering steaks and the best burgers around. Check out the spicy mahi risotto or the bourbon pecan salmon. Wednesday night is date night. 2 salads, an appetizer, a bottle of wine, 2 entrees, and a dessert for just $55. Thursday is ladies' night with $5 martinis and special apps. The Rick House, American Provisions and Spirits, 710 Red Banks Road beside the bowling alley in Greenville. The Rick House.
Do you think you might have been exposed to COVID-19? Maybe you're planning to visit parents, family, or friends. Arc Point Labs of Greenville offers same-day COVID-19 results. No referral needed. Same-day results available. Arc Point Labs of Greenville offers easy solutions to COVID-19 testing. Arc Point Labs of Greenville is located across from Vidant Hospital on Executive Circle behind Southern Bank. Call for an appointment or walk in. Arc Point Labs of Greenville, 215-5688 or arcpointlabs.com.
Hi, I'm Annalie Newhoff.
And I'm Rob Campbell.
And we are with CopyPro. We have been locally owned and operated here in Eastern North Carolina for almost 50 years. CopyPro is the leader in office technology.
Does your business struggle with keeping printing costs low or producing professional documents? Here at CopyPro, total customer satisfaction is our #1 priority.
We have a variety of solutions to help reduce your printing expenses and make your business more productive. Call us today at 1-800-682-6558 or online at copypro.net.
CopyPro, we are the professional office systems people.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back in. University PC Care has been Pirate Nation's go-to IT expert since 2006. University PC Care are the local tech support experts for any business needs. Let University PC Care take care of it so that you can take care of your business. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
All right, thank you, Chandler Honeycutt, filling in for Shirley Rhodes today. Shirley will be back on Tuesday's edition of Pirate Radio Live. The big dog, Glenn Griffin, producing as well. Clip Rock here, Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. Troy D alongside. Troy, how you doing?
Clip, I'm doing good, especially all things considered. But have we had to go to Bad News Chandler yet today?
No.
No bad news. I do have some news.
I have bad news.
Well, I have some bad news for you, Clipper.
Yeah, it's the same. Okay.
It's the same thing.
What is it?
Panthers GM Marty Herney meeting with members of the Washington football team brass today, including Coach Ron Rivera. Sources say Herney is the top candidate to become the new GM.
We were just talking about this in the break clip, and I said my condolences to you because I feel like if you're a Washington football fan, that's not the guy I'd want.
No,
and it's not what you know, it's who you know. And I guess him and Ron and all those Panthers folks are buddies up there.
I mean, you got to keep Ron happy, I guess. Not that he's going anywhere, but I guess he has control over the. I'd rather for Ron Rivera to have control over my team than the owner.
Yeah.
Than Dan Snyder. So
I agree with that. Maybe they're trying to outnumber Dan. Like it's us versus you, Dan.
Right.
I don't know.
But Dan
trying to spin this into a positive.
He signs the paycheck.
Chandler, we're going to call an audible and not do a short seg here, so you can pull our music down.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
And you asked me how I was doing. I'm actually doing, especially all things considered, amazingly well today. Especially considering today clip is called Blue Monday. It is officially the most depressing day of the year. Did you know this?
Why is that?
Well, I thought you were going to ask. This, according to The Independent, said every year the third Monday of January is dubbed Blue Monday. The theory goes that it's this time of year when we're all cold, broke, and riddled with guilt over New Year's resolutions failing us, like not getting fit or drinking less alcohol or even being a better human being. And they've all fallen by the wayside. And, of course, in 2021, we're dealing with yet another potential lockdown on top of the annual January difficulties just by themselves. Even when things are going great, this is the depressing time of year. When you put the COVID things on top of it, it really is bad. This concept was originally coined in 2004 by psychologist Cliff Arnold. So it's become a thing. He came up with the formula for the January blues and was asked to do so by a travel firm called Sky Travel when they used the phrase in a press release to promote their winter deals. So it's the third Monday of January where kind of reality sits in. You're off the high of the holidays. Probably some of your bills are coming due now from the holidays. It's as they said, it's cold. It's still depressing. It still gets dark early. So this is the most depressing day of the year, the third Monday of January. Yet, amazingly, I'm still feeling okay and optimistic, Clip.
I was doing pretty well until you read all that, and now I'm depressed.
Sorry.
Thinking about all that stuff.
Well, you were doing great.
And I'm proud of you. And I'm sorry we had a derailment.
Yeah. Thanks for bringing that up. And now all the listeners as well.
But it makes sense when you think about it.
Yeah. Sad times.
Yeah.
No ECU basketball?
No basketball. I mean, there's a lot of stuff to kind of be depressed about.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe your team lost in the NFL this weekend, depending who you pull for. Maybe you're a Saints fan. You're probably depressed today.
Drew Brees gone forever.
Drew Brees, God, gave that last fist bump, kind of look back at the field. And you're like, man, and Drew Brees is like a good guy.
Yeah,
Like
I
even
think
if you
he's
don't
one
pull
of
for
the
the
nicest
Saints,
guys ever. Yeah.
I don't know anyone that's not like a Drew Brees fan. Like, they're not like, oh, that guy's a jerk. Like Big Ben, he's got a sketchy past.
Has some issues.
Done some questionable things. Unless you're a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, you probably don't like Big Ben. Aaron Rodgers can irritate people that aren't Packers fans.
His family hates him. He's got something going on.
Unless you're with State Farm, the discount double check, all the other insurance people hate him. There's a lot of enemies he probably has.
Mm-hmm.
Drew Brees has a lot of fans, I think.
Pretty clean.
Yeah.
I would say.
Seems like a nice guy.
And Tom Brady keeps it rolling.
God, he does. Isn't it
unbelievable.
amazing? I saw a story like the ages of the quarterbacks, and this guy's thinking about retiring at 38. This guy's calling it at 40. Brady, 43, still going straight in his prime.
I mean,
it's incredible.
Watching these last two playoff games, he has no reason to retire after this season.
I agree with you. And who knows how far he could take it this year? It's still. I mean, they could still go on to win a Super Bowl.
Well, Troy, there's only 4 teams left, so I'm going to say that's a pretty solid prediction.
It is possible, and as one of my friends used to say, it'll be interesting to see what happens with Tom Brady this year. Can he do it again with another team?
That will be interesting to see. You know who likes to say interesting to see?
Well, I said a buddy of mine.
Who is it?
Well, I wasn't going to out him, but Ellerbe used to say that a lot.
Did he?
You remember? That used to be we all have catchphrase. That used to be. I remember
that was
we were joking with Big Bryce Williams about dang and golly, and Ellerbe hit. I remember listening to him, and he goes, "Man, he says interesting to see a lot."
That was a major crutch for him.
Yeah,
when he didn't have anything to go to.
I know we should be making fun of Ellerbe. He's not even here.
Should we play the supercut of interesting?
Oh, you
to
have
see
one?
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
Yeah. You want to hear it
from like years ago?
This is
a
really
throwback
old.
right here.
This is yeah.
Why not?
All right, let's go ahead, Chandler. You got that? Go.
It'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Interesting. Be interesting. It'd be interesting to see recapping of how interesting this would be. Let's see if we can say interesting a few more times. Interesting. Be interesting.
That was from a show where you edited out how many times. It wasn't like the same one over and over again. You edited a show down, and that's how many times he said it.
I mean, the guy just can't stop saying it'll be interesting to see. He finds a lot of things interesting.
That was really interesting how many times he can say that in 1 hour.
Ellerbe with the interesting to see.
I will tell you something that was interesting to see.
Oh, boy, here we go.
Last night on 60 Minutes, I flipped over on 60 Minutes like during a commercial break of the football game, and they did a feature on Alex Smith. Did you see this?
I did not.
Yeah, as a Washington football fan, you should go online and watch it. They did his story about the comeback, and I knew he was injured and stuff. I had no idea, Clip, how bad. I mean, this guy was almost at death.
Yeah.
He got a massive infection on his leg that broke, and they were going to have to amputate the leg, and they came, within a day of amputating the leg. And and then even the infection could have still killed him. But so not only did he recover from that, he went, saw action again. But his leg, God, you should see his leg, what it looks like. It is, oh man. It is tough to watch. If you don't like gory stuff, like they had to blur some of it out. It was so gory, but his story is pretty amazing.
And I read that
I think you'd really like it.
He didn't play in the playoffs because he had a calf injury, but
on the same leg.
On the 60 Minutes deal, he said it was actually the same leg.
It was.
Yeah, it was
probably a
different injury. So it wasn't the calf injury; it was related to the first injury he had.
Yeah.
So,
but if you get a chance, go Google it up, as they say.
Google it up.
And check it out, especially if you're a Washington fan, if you missed that. Because a lot of people probably did miss that because it was going on at the same time when the Saints game. The Saints and Packers were playing, but it was a really great. I couldn't turn it off once I started watching it. So
coming up this weekend, Bucks at Packers, and after that, it'll be the Bills at Chiefs. You can hear coverage here on Pirate Radio. That first game beginning at 3:05 on Sunday.
Great storylines with that. Can the Bills pull it off? Can they return to glory? At least be back in the Super Bowl and lose it again? That's what the Bills used to do. Can Tom Brady get back in the Super Bowl again with another team in his first year with another team? Or does Aaron Rodgers do it again? I mean, these are some fascinating storyline games.
Does he win his second Super Bowl and kind of really cement him as one of the all-time elites?
Yeah, and he's looking great. I mean, Aaron Rodgers.
Does Chad Henne play for the Chiefs and get them in the Super Bowl?
That is another interesting storyline.
Troy's going to start saying it all the time now.
Oh, that is something to watch. He looked pretty good.
He did. He came in and was ready to go.
They didn't miss a beat.
Henne time yesterday for the Chiefs.
You got Henne and Heineken.
Henne and Heine, that's right.
Yeah, when they play each other. The Chiefs play formerly the Redskins.
Yeah. Pour your glasses in that matchup, folks. All right, let's take a timeout. We'll come back, Troy.
I thought about that. What if Washington could come out with some new gear? Formerly Redskins.
The artist formerly known as, the team formerly known as.
Formerly Redskins.
All right, we'll add that in the suggestion box and
FR.
See what happens. All right, we'll be back on Pirate Radio Live, Hour 3. More to go after this.
Let's get started.
Have you heard the news? American Airlines is back and has resumed service at Pitt Greenville Airport. Reservations are available now at aa.com. Whether you're flying for business or for pleasure, enjoy the friendly convenience of flying from your local airport to get you where you're going and then home again safely. For your next trip, remember, American Airlines is back at PGV. Book today at aa.com. Pitt Greenville Airport, where the pirates fly.
Your CBD store in Greenville has the highest quality CBD products in the country. Your CBD store is the first and only brand that carries USDA certified organic products such as gummies, honey sticks, and high absorption water-soluble liquids, which are all made in the United States. They even offer products for your pet. The educated staff will help you answer any questions, and you can stop in anytime to get a free sample. Your CBD store, locally owned and operated, open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 6, right beside Duck Donuts in Greenville.
UBE and PirateWear.com are proud to offer the Pirate Nation its largest inventory ever. Brand new Adidas is arriving daily, along with Under Armour, Columbia, and Russell Athletic. UBE is loaded with cargo, and new items are being added daily to PirateWear.com. Be sure to check out our children's store, The Crow's Nest, for all of your young pirates. UBE and PirateWear.com, an ECU tradition for 50 years. Go Pirates!
This is Martin Truex Jr., and as a NASCAR Cup Series champion, I love one-stop shopping. When I need fresh tires or fuel during a race, my pit crew takes care of everything. Off the track, I have an auto owner's independent agent. They handle all my insurance in one place: car, home, life, and business. Get your own pit crew and find a local agency with auto owner's insurance.
This is Brian Smith with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates!
Do you think you or your employees might have been exposed to COVID-19? Arc Point Labs of Greenville offers same-day COVID-19 results. No referral needed. Same-day results available. Arc Point Labs of Greenville offers easy employer solutions to COVID-19 testing. Arc Point Labs of Greenville is located across from Vidant Hospital on Executive Circle behind Southern Bank. Call for an appointment or walk in. Arc Point Labs of Greenville, 215-5688 or arcpointlabs.com.
They say nothing in life is free. Well, we're here to tell you they're wrong. Because when you switch to US Cellular, you can get the latest 5G phones for free with no hidden requirements. Yes, you heard that right. The Samsung Galaxy S20 FE or the Google Pixel 5 for free with no hidden requirements. US Cellular. Terms and conditions apply. See store or uscellular.com for details.
Does the idea of going to your local U.S. Cellular store make you feel a bit uncomfortable? Tired of the hassle of waiting and wearing a mask? Let Toby Williams and his outside sales team take away that worry. They will come right to your home or office and drop your phone off on the porch or at the front desk for you. Saving you time and worry is what the team at Cellular Warehouse is all about. Call Toby today at 252-799-7051 and let them help you with all of your wireless needs. Cellular Warehouse, your local U.S. Cellular authorized agent.
This is Mark Washington with Max Sports Performance at Max Fitness. Our facility has reopened and is following all safety protocols. The best thing you can do to strengthen your immune system is, of course, to work out and exercise on a regular basis. I can assist you as your performance coach. You can also enjoy the benefits of a private facility. Avoid the crowds and work out at Max Fitness. Now is the time to get healthy. Max Fitness, just off Highway 43 in the old Ace Hardware building behind Speedway in Greenville. Call me, Mark Washington, 902-4877.
This is former ECU baseball player and mayor of Greenville, PJ Connolly, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. The stock market today was closed as in accordance to Martin Luther King Jr. Day, but they'll be back open tomorrow. And we'll have those numbers for you on the Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Report. For a personal look into investing, call Wells Fargo Advisors today at 756-6900 in Greenville. Wells Fargo Advisors, LLC, member SIPC. Now let's head back into the show. Here is your host, Clip Brock.
All right, great job, Chan Man. Glenn Griffin producing as well. Troy D and Clip Rock here in the Pirate Radio studios on a Monday. And Troy, the news of the day, I guess, in the sports world, the
Not just
college
any
world
Monday.
anyway.
It's
the worst Monday ever.
Blue Monday.
Blue Monday.
Yeah.
Well, Jeremy Pruitt's sad because he got fired from Tennessee following an investigation into recruiting violations. So not only does he lose his job, he didn't get that fat, juicy payout that all these coaches get.
So because it's in his contract, if that happens, it has a clause where he doesn't get the payout, which I did see online. It was interesting. Someone put
interesting
that actually Tennessee doesn't have to pay their coaches anyway when they get fired because they're volunteers.
Boom.
Because they're volunteers. Chandler, that's a rim shot right there. Because they're volunteers. All right, we need you to win. There we go. Hey,
volunteers.
There you go, Chandler. So, so he's not getting the big payout, huh?
No, he's not.
Yeah, it's going to hurt.
Because they're volunteers.
Still can't get it. Timing's everything in life.
All right. Sorry, Chandler. I know you got a lot going on over there.
So Tennessee's without a football coach right now.
And Phil Fulmer.
Without an AD.
He is retiring as the athletics director.
Yeah. When is that effective? Like, is he out now? Or
don't know.
Is he currently there?
I mean, I took it at the press conference today that's done.
So, and Tennessee has, like, the resources financially of just about anybody in the country. Money. Yeah, I'm saying they should be. I've got some friends that are Tennessee Volunteer fans, and I've never understood why they're not perennial powers year in and year out.
I mean, you would rank them above like Ole Miss, Mississippi State, South Carolina.
They're the University of Tennessee. The whole state revolves around them. They have a 100,000-seat stadium. They've got a great history and tradition.
I'm just trying to
They've
ask
got every resource
they
know to man. How they can't be successful, I have no idea.
I mean, they should be up there with Alabama.
Like, I understand.
Auburn.
Like, we have a lot working against us here at East Carolina. We're not in a Power 5 conference.
You think they should be like the fourth strongest SEC program?
They should be a perennial power in the SEC.
Yeah.
If I was a Tennessee Vol fan the last 20 years, I'd be irate.
It should be like Bama, LSU, Florida, and then Tennessee.
Yeah. I mean, they should be. They have the resources, but it goes to show you money can't buy everything now, can it? Because if it could, they'd be champions. You got to hire good people and make good decisions.
And we talked.
They've made some bad hires.
During our coaching hires, we've talked a lot about infrastructure and kind of the behind the scenes of the program and how much that matters. And I think that at Tennessee has been in tatters for 5 years, half a decade.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going through similar problems to what we went through, where just the program itself, the sticks and stones of the program are just in tatters. Like, there's not a building there.
Well, Glenn, you had an idea earlier on how Tennessee could fix their athletics issues and help out ECU finances in the process.
I'm fixing everybody.
All right, how are we going to do this?
Wheeling and dealing. So, well, I haven't really figured out what we're going to do. So
this is actually fixing Tennessee's problems. I don't know.
Well, it's going to
fix our financial woes.
Right. So if we were to get, apparently they're interested in John Gilbert.
Well, Well, I don't know if we could say that.
Maybe. Let's not say they. His name's been in a couple media articles.
Well, that's what I mean by they.
He does have connections to tenants.
That his name's out there in papers and
I just don't want to overstate
He's
it.
out there in blogs. He's been mentioned.
Okay, fair enough.
So we have an AD. They don't.
They need an AD. All right.
We have a football coach.
We do.
They don't.
True. Those are facts.
Rick Barnes is not a good person. Joe Dooley is.
True. This is true again.
These are all facts.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't know who their baseball coach is, but I know that Cliff Godwin's better.
True.
That
again.
is also
I would
a fact.
agree. So what you're saying?
So
that
we
they,
take these four
They do
people.
a package deal where they come and they just hire the top 4 guys at ECU.
But they got to move us into the green financially by a few million.
Well, what if they just take them and they just say, here's the buyout clause if they have any. And
That's not part of our fantasy scenario.
We are dealing with the debt. We are dealing with the red line items that have us underwater at ECU. We're trying to get rid of that. We're trying to get back into the green.
Right.
This is the move they could do it for.
But in real world, they could just hire these people, which actually is not a bad move.
They could just stiff us of all 4 people.
Correct.
They could just take them because they're in the SEC and we're not.
Yeah.
So I thought,
and I will agree with you. All 4 hires might be better than what they have right now.
we were calling Glenn's scenario doomsday. Troy's bringing out the real doomsday, that we don't get the money in return.
Although if you don't have an AD, football coach, basketball coach, and baseball coach, you do save a lot of money by not having to pay out their salaries.
Right. Well, we talked about who would
how
be.
important is coaching? I mean, what if the team would still play? You can still have assistants manage things.
Well, we had figured
Could
it
you
out
go
all
a year
fair.
without head coaches to save that money.
Matt Bridges has been on the baseball team for like 7 years now. He can fill up a lineup card.
The games are still
I
getting
was going to
played.
give the baseball team to Shank. Coach Shank.
Oh, no. Well, Donnie Kirkpatrick's still going to be here, and his
He
son
actually has a natural tie to the baseball program.
His son is the coach now, Davis.
Yeah.
Former player, so he can come in and take over.
And he could do it while he's still offensive coordinator, so you get double bang for your buck.
But we kept going
It's
down.
right behind the football stadium.
We kept going down the rabbit hole and talking about who was left over, and I was just imagining Ryan Robinson like all alone, looking around.
It's him, Matt Maloney.
I kind of picture that now.
Saying, what do I do?
Speaking of which, Ron Robinson will join us Thursday.
We'll run over this
5
scenario
o'clock.
with
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, I kind of see him now going, where is everybody? So, yeah, I think it's down to Ryan Robinson and Big Guy up there.
That's what we had. We had Big Guy
had.
was
Yeah.
going to be essentially the associate AD is where we were at,
Yeah.
which he is anyway. I mean, for all intents and purposes.
Yeah.
And Ryan Robinson
Even
was
if
going to
that
run the
scenario
show.
happened, Big Guy would still be positive about it.
Oh,
no, it's
still
a great
upbeat.
opportunity, Big Guy. Yeah, this is awesome. We're gonna
Ground
get some-
floor.
Yeah. Get some new people. It's awesome. But don't worry about it. You're never going to get anything negative out of Big Guy, I'll tell you that.
And Chandler, you added a new wrinkle to this whole thing. What was the little tidbit here?
John Gilbert's son, Kent Gilbert, is a walk-on Tennessee's basketball program.
Oh, boy.
Another natural connection right there.
Oh, boy. I'm telling you. Watch out. Just kidding, Pirate fans. Relax. Everything's fine.
Well, and then I guess, what's the chancellor situation like at Tennessee right now?
Oh, there.
I mean, I don't want to
Dr.
go
Phil- or
crazy,
Dr. Rogers.
but people are pretty excited about the new hire here.
Yeah.
Philip Rogers seems like a nice guy. Literally, Mr. Rogers has been well received. He doesn't start until March. He probably ain't even signed the contract yet.
We could give him a day one podcast called Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. I don't know why we didn't think of that.
Yeah, probably because he won't do it. But
Probably so. Why you gotta trash my ideas?
Sorry. No, I love your ideas.
Trying to bring creativity
The
and juice to
execution.
the program.
What content are you bringing to us this week, Glenn? Mr. Rogers podcast?
Well,
That's all you got?
earlier there was a sheet in the office that said "Content is King," and Glenn.
Don't do it, Glenn.
Man.
Keep this ball off the air.
You're literally telling on yourself.
Yeah. Glenn, you made a good decision earlier. Let's not mess it up now with show content that's not appropriate.
Glenn is the bad boy of terrestrial radio.
Just in case someone's listening.
Kind of late into, it's kind of late in the deal to be doing this, right?
Doing what?
Firing a coach and...
It's a weird time of year, but
I mean, if they like Pruitt and if he was winning games, wouldn't they have found a way to sweep this recruiting stuff under the rug a little bit?
Usually how it works.
Yeah.
If they find
Instead, they looked at it as close as they could.
here's an opportunity to get rid of the guy.
Yeah, and not pay him.
They yanked the thing out by the root.
Yeah.
I mean, there's like 8 or 9 coaches that have gone along with him that are part of this whole you're fired without cause.
What were the violations, though, by the way? What exactly did they do?
Recruiting stuff.
Major violations. Oh, remember those good old days? God, that was, speaking of content, that was some great
good content
right then. Dramatic readings from the North Carolina.
What was my guy's name, Glenn, that I like so much? I can't even remember anymore.
Shelton Felton.
But what were the recruiting? Because sometimes you get some juicy details in here, like they were providing, like Louisville was providing escorts to their recruits. And stuff.
I have not had
a
time to deep dive into the papers yet.
I'm just saying, like, there could be some good content.
I don't think the papers that came out today were that juicy, but I'm sure in time we will hear more about why.
Right, it could be your rank and file, just money payments or cars.
They went down to the most base recruiting associate, essentially. They yanked the whole tree out there at Tennessee, so it had to be something pretty major. And they, in the statement, they do say that we expect that these allegations will bring harm upon the athletic program for years to come. Something along those lines.
Everything's kind of settled down in coaching right now, so where do they got to go poach one somewhere probably.
Yep.
Well, I'd imagine
the carousel again.
That the whatever's in this study came out, this investigation, and it put them in a bad position. I mean, they didn't have a choice.
Tennessee fans are most upset about them being 3-7 and trying cheating.
And you're cheating and still losing. It's embarrassing.
Right, you'd rather be a Hugh Freeze or a Houston Nutt that's actually winning and cheating.
Does Tennessee, with these violations, go after a guy who got the axe at Ole Miss for violations? Hugh Freeze.
Not for question. See, you just can't. I feel like once she
too soon.
Well, today at the press conference, they tried to play the morality and integrity card.
Right.
That those things are in play at Tennessee, and if you're doing that, then you can't go down the Hugh Freeze train. You can't go down. You can't go.
Maybe
there.
they should reconcile with Lane Kiffin and
Could they afford to get him?
Put the band back together.
They couldn't afford to get him.
You want to talk about full circle? We're sorry it ended this way.
Yeah.
Or no, he left.
That was weird.
Yeah, he got left
fired
on his own, and they got mad as hell about it. Is what happened. Remember, they rioted over it. Like
did he leave?
No, he didn't get fired.
He left for the Raiders job.
I forget what job it was, but he left. Like
was it USC?
Yes, it was USC.
He has been around
because they were so upset that he left for another program.
So it went Raiders, Tennessee, USC.
Yes, correct.
Wow.
Yeah,
and he was like 25 years old.
Yeah, he was the hot new coach back then.
Yeah.
I'll be curious to see which route who gets named as even the possibilities for this thing. I mean, it's a premier job in college football.
You think it is?
It should be.
Well, they hired was it Kevin Steele?
Premier money, I'll tell you that.
Ellerbe said who was going to take over the interim tag and might keep it for a year.
Who was that?
Kevin Steele.
He tried to do a coup at Auburn and take over the football program under Gus Malzahn, and it didn't work.
I tell you, the SEC, we need cameras 24/7.
It's very Game of Thrones.
This soap opera play out.
Yeah.
So, all right, there's that, Troy D. Here's some news, Troy D. People found these numbers interesting today. Duke and North Carolina both not in the top 25 for the first time since 1982.
It's crazy.
No team in the state of North Carolina in the top 25 AP poll, Troy, since 1970.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's, by the way, I read this to Big Man on Campus. Kentucky, Duke, North Carolina. First time them three haven't been in together, 1961.
Well, if Coach K got his way, he could say, because we're not playing.
Right.
That's why he wanted to opt out of the season, remember?
His back hurts. Michigan State and Louisville also not in. It's kind of a topsy-turvy year.
It is a weird year. And how much of it is COVID related? Would this be the same situation if there wasn't a pandemic going on?
I don't know, but it's easy to use that as an excuse if you're one of these teams.
Or they just not that good this year.
Right. Both very young. So I think it has more to do with that than it does COVID.
Yeah, that is an interesting stat to consider right there.
Stat to consider.
That is...
I just did it live.
That was good. That sounded even better than the recorded.
Stat to consider.
It just doesn't have the reverb, but besides that, it sounded really good. You got to hit the mic. Turn them on, Chandler.
Is that you on the original cut?
No, it's Troy.
Me edited.
Really?
Yeah.
I always thought it was Morgan.
Oh, wow. Chandler, can you find the stat to consider? No.
I think it's at the bottom of the Live at 5 folder. If my
stats to consider.
There you go.
My brain is correct. I looked at those.
All right, so let's hit mine, edited, and then we'll do clip reel.
The stats to consider.
The stat to consider.
Very close.
Yeah. I got to get the
impressive
reverb stuff going. All right, let's take another timeout, Troy D. We will come back, have more for you on Pirate Radio Live on a Monday, and talk about what else is going on.
We have something to open, don't we?
We do. Look at that.
Oh,
now,
nicely
that's
done.
a producer right there.
You have taken to this role like a duck to water, young man.
Booty everywhere. Booty everywhere.
So proud of you, son.
What good producers do, they keep you straight.
Yes, sir.
That's why I always went off the rails. Who was my producer back then?
Wes. All right, let's go caller 8 at 317-1250. Caller 8, Chandler, what are they going to win?
They're going to win a large 2-topping pizza from Domino's.
Large 2-topping pizza from Domino's can be yours if you are caller 8, 317-1250. We'll be back on Pirate Radio Live after this.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Tom Brown from Brown & Wood Buick GMC Truck. We've been serving the Pirate Nation in Eastern North Carolina for 83 years. We have 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 showrooms, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer. Happy New Year's from Brown & Wood. This month, get a 2020 Cadillac XT6. Save up to $5,000 plus 1.9% for 72 months. And remember, Brown & Wood is the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. We're located on Greenville Boulevard next to the Convention Center, or shop us online at brownandwoodauto.com. Here with Mike Mullis from Fixed NC. And Mike, you were telling me the other day, people ask you all the time, I didn't know you did that. What does that mean?
You know, anything that involves property damage repair, call us first. If it's your crawl space, you've got interior humidity issues, a water loss, your ice maker line breaks, obviously fire and smoke, everybody knows we do those, but anything that involves interior or exterior property damage, we're your repair experts.
Mike, how can everybody get in touch with you?
252-999-0001 or fixednc.com.
Greenville Utilities customers will notice some big changes online. GUC has upgraded their website again to make it even easier for customers to view, understand, and manage their account. Customers can now schedule payments and securely save their bank account or debit and credit card information. They can also create custom alerts, set up automatic drafts, and enroll in budget billing all online. If you're not already managing your account online, now's a great time to do it. Check out the new system today at GUC.com.
Warren's Hot Dog Pizza, homemade lemonade.
Hey Pirate Nation, Warren's Hot Dogs 2 locations are open for business in Greenville and Chocowinity. Both locations have drive-through windows, so stop by today for hot dogs, pizzas, subs, apple and peach turnovers, homemade lemonade, and breakfast in Chocowinity, featuring homemade cheese, ham, and chicken biscuits, plus sausage dogs and more. Warren's in Greenville across from Ron Ayers Motorsports, and in Chocowinity next to the fire department. Warren's Hot Dogs. Want some? Get some.
How much does the word reliable mean? Sure, all businesses describe themselves as reliable, and we certainly wouldn't expect any business to be unreliable, but when you take a word like reliable and make it your way of life, the entire core of your business, it tends to mean a little more. And it's something you have to show people, not tell them. At Delcor, we show it by being there the same day you call. We show it by simply doing outstanding work with exceptional products, a family-oriented work ethic, and genuine caring for all of our neighbors throughout Eastern NC, because in a time of need, we know the first and the only thing you need is someone you can count on. That's why we only use equipment you can count on too, like a train comfort system. It's hard to stop a train. Delcor can have a new train comfort system installed in no time, or we can provide an AC tune-up to make sure your system is performing well. So will your system keep you cool all summer? Find out. Call us. We're Delcor, the service professionals. Reliable for over 4 decades. Visit DelcorInc.com today.
For years, Callie Ann Phelps has been singing about Phelps Chevrolet.
Phelps Chevrolet is the one for you. Low prices, service too. See the big dealer right away. Carolina's finest, Phelps Chevrolet.
And you'll agree with what Skylar Phelps has to say.
Nobody beats Phelps Chevrolet's prices. Nobody.
Name you can depend on. Phelps Chevrolet.
Get you one.
Find new roads with Chevrolet. Then come find yours at Phelps Chevrolet in Greenville.
Join the 19 million visitors and explore your naturally wonderful state park system this year. There are 41 state parks to visit in North Carolina. Thanks to the Connect NC bond passed by the taxpayers, North Carolina state parks are upgrading and building new camping facilities, restrooms, and visitor centers, giving you more features for your convenience. Every park will have a project underway sometime over the next 5 years. From a nature hike to camping, visit one of the 41 North Carolina state parks today. For more information, visit ncparks.gov.
This is Coach Donnie Kirkpatrick, Offense Coordinator for ECU Football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back to the show. Congratulations to Kevin Kozar of Winterville, who won a large 2-topping pizza from Domino's. Domino's of Greenville has 3 locations to take care of you. Every day, all 3 topping pizzas are only $7.99 each for carry-out only. Order online today at Domino's.com. Now let's head back into the show. Here is your host, Cliff Rock.
All right, thank you, Chandler Honeycutt, Glenn Griffin producing as well, and Troy D is alongside here in the Pirate Radio studios on a Monday. Troy, you're doing good. You got me depressed by reading your depressing news that it is Blue Monday, the most depressing day of the year.
I remember hearing about this about a week ago, so I've had about a week to prepare myself and try and remain positive.
Good.
Yeah. But and as I said, every day closer now to summer, to spring, to the clocks turning back. We're already past mid-January now, and we'll be almost in February in just over another week or so. So then if we can just get through February, which is the shortest month of the year, Cliff.
That is factually correct.
We're in March, and March starts. That's where you start to make the turn. That's where the clocks change. It's where springtime starts rolling in, as far as I'm concerned. You get out of the doom and gloom of January, February, March. I mean, December, January, February.
All right.
The 3 months I would skip if you could skip months.
We're practically at the beach, feet in sand, feeling good right now.
I'd go from November straight to March if I could.
Yeah.
So stay positive.
I have left out a story today, Troy D, and that's ECU hired an assistant football coach over the weekend.
Yeah. And where'd the other one go? I remember that broke, last week?
I don't know if Byron Thweet said he was going anywhere.
Did they just not renew his contract?
I don't know if he's going elsewhere or not. I do not recall.
Which and I had a chance to interview him last year. Seemed like a real nice guy.
Yeah, I liked him a lot.
The only positive to come out of that name, I don't have to mess up his name anymore.
Oh man, that was a tough show.
Because I literally practiced that whole day.
You did well. You just paused every time between his first and last name.
Thweet.
You had to You had to get yourself ready.
Yeah.
Now,
not going to have Coach Thweet to mess up anymore.
So now you'll be saying,
I was a nice guy though.
You'll be saying this guy's name. Troy.
Yeah, this is tough. How would you pronounce it, Cliff?
I don't know. I haven't heard it said.
Let's do Chandler. His last name is Daoust.
Doused.
I was thinking Doused.
Doused.
Yeah.
What's his first name?
Tim.
Time.
T.M.
Time Doused.
Tim Doused.
Tim Doused.
You say like Coach O.
Coach O. Hello, Coach Doused.
Tim Doused on the show.
Welcome aboard.
He graduated from Derek Wittenberg University. Didn't know that was a place. In 2001, had multiple stints at Western Michigan, Ball State, Central Michigan, so a lot of action there. Cincinnati, Illinois State, Northern Illinois, and Syracuse. He'd been with Sam Houston State, and their defense ranked first at the FCS level in rush defense. So he will be brought in to coach the defensive ends, outside linebackers.
Is that the second guy we got from Sam Houston State? Sam Houston State sounds like a familiar school. I think we added somebody to our staff not too long ago from there. Was it the defensive line coach that we had? Can't remember his name.
No bells are ringing for me, Chandler, but you might be right.
Okay.
So ask Igo when he's here. He'd be the guy that would, I can.
Troy, what's your letter grade on this hire?
Right now, I'm going to give it a solid B.
All right. There you go. Why not an A?
Well, he's got to prove himself to get an A.
Okay.
I just don't hand out A's willy-nilly. Come on.
Good point.
You get an A the first day, then,
So this will be, I guess, the only move Mike Houston has to make.
I guess so.
Season. Well, Maybe more with Igo on that. We'll see if any other changes are made in the coaching staff. But as of right now, the only position that needs to be filled.
Right. There's nothing open currently, correct?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
So there you go with ECU football, who, by the way, get rolling coming up at the end of this week, I believe. Some winter workouts. So
yeah. And, right now, hopefully basketball will be able to get back in gear next week. We got baseball, 10 guys under what is it? They had a little outbreak.
The cluster.
The cluster.
The old cluster word.
Cluster comes back to haunt you. But look, it's just the world we live in.
Yeah.
It doesn't even surprise me. Remember the first time we started, oh my God, the football program was on pause. Remember preseason?
Yeah.
And we were afraid whether it would even come back. They paused for a week. It wasn't even a week. I think it was 5 days that first time. They came back and then they had to do it again.
Yep.
And then by the third time, you're like, that's no big deal.
Yeah.
They'll be back in a few days.
A pause is part of life now.
Yeah. Now a pause is it's like a weekend. It's big, no biggie. Are you I'm not worried about it. They'll come back.
I'm concerned about hoops just because now they're not allowed to go in the practice facility. They got a game scheduled Sunday. I don't feel good about that game Sunday.
I did reach out to Coach Dooley just to check and see how he was doing, and I can confirm directly that he is, knock on wood, fine. And I believe what you probably refer to it as asymptomatic. At least when I talked to him this weekend, things can always change. But when I talked to him this weekend, he told me he was fine. That I think they get tested so much, he kind of came under the deal. If he was at any other job and they weren't testing every other day,
right,
he wouldn't even know he had it, type of deal. And there are a lot of people that it's like that probably have had it or have no idea. But because he's in the job that he's in, that they're constantly testing, it got picked up.
Well, also you kind of want to know if you have it, so you
but you're not
pass it along to somebody.
But if you're not feeling sick, Clip, the only reason you got tested is because you weren't feeling good.
Because I lost my taste and smell.
Right. At that point, you don't even need to get tested.
Right.
Giveaway right there.
But I got one anyway. But yeah.
But most people aren't going to just go test to test. So if they are asymptomatic, have it, they'll never know.
In fact, don't they tell? They tell you don't come get tested or go to the emergency room unless you feel symptoms.
Yeah, and then it's weird after you have it, they tell you don't test again after a certain amount of days.
Yeah, I'm good now. Partying tonight. Do you want to hang out? Redbeard says Troy D doesn't hand out A's, but he will give out Heisman trophies like Tic Tacs.
Well, that's a different deal now. That's a different category.
Well,
and a different set of standards.
But to be fair, you see the performance, and then you give the Heisman.
That is true. It is.
You don't do it sight unseen.
Correct. It's performance based.
Yeah.
I've never given out the Heisman off of a recruit or a hire.
I know.
Thank you, Clip. I appreciate you having my back on that. And now I can fist bump you because you're COVID free.
Summer's time.
We could even hug it up later.
We could. We might do that. Who knows? We might get a little crazy.
But that's true. A little more conservative in my grading, but it's all performance based.
All right. And
we have had some great performances. What was that billboard? Just curious.
We got a new billboard, Troy D. Eric Ward.
Is that new or that's old? That's got to be from the 80s, right?
Oh, okay. Put some work in today on the 21 marketing campaign and dug up this gym.
Retro.
I thought it was a new that they went old school because they got the old...
they got old Petey the Pirate. Strutting Petey, which was big when I was in school. My late 80s, early 90s Pirates will remember. I found my roommate came across photos of our apartment freshman year at Ringgold Towers. And I had a strutting... I should show you guys these pictures, what Troy D's fridge looked like, what our apartment looked like. It's kind of epic. But on one of the walls, because back then we didn't have a lot of good wall art. There weren't, now there's all types of cool stuff you can put on your walls. But I had a strutting Petey on the purple blanket. Underneath it said East Carolina, and we had pinned that up, I think over the TV. It looked pretty cool at the time because there was limited as far as what you could get East Carolina stuff back then.
Mm-hmm.
But that just made me think about it because that was the image.
Chandler, are you looking for a cool, neat story? Okay, it's in the press box folder if you need to.
I got to show you these photos, though.
Cool, neat story.
You guys are going to die when you see these pictures.
All right, I'll check it out. The fridge is...
The fridge is epic.
Is it like the gin and juice video where it's just full of beer?
You kind of know where we're headed.
Okay, all right. I want to see the pictures.
Very frat-like, let me just say that.
1-800-HELP-ECU is on the...
It's called Rallying to the Challenge. Buy season tickets, join the Pirate Club.
We need to bring back that phone number.
1-800-HELP-ECU.
Like, that's literally the phone number.
Yeah, we need that right now.
Please.
Yeah. Operators are standing by 24 hours a day. 1-800-HELP-ECU. No donation is too small. Do you have $1 a day? We'll take it.
Like, dial ECU is when things are going pretty good. When they're going bad, help ECU.
That was the number.
1-800-HELP-ECU.
You want to call it to see what happens when you dial it right now?
Sure.
All right, let's see if anyone answers. Here, I'll do it live on the air. All right, let's see. So,
1-800-HELP-ECU. Do the
help? All right. So
do they show letters on your cell phone?
Yep. Help.
Oh, okay, cool. They do.
And then ECU. All right, I'm gonna dial. You ready? We're gonna go live with this. All right, here we go. Let's see what happens to anyone.
We're sorry. The number you have dialed is unavailable from your calling area. Your call cannot be completed.
Which is good news. Maybe that means that number's still available.
Please try again later.
Let me make sure I dialed it right. 800
help
HELP-ECU. All right, we need to help ECU. Let's see what happens. Let's try it one more time. No.
We're sorry. The number you have dialed is unavailable from your calling area. Your call cannot.
Wow, that'd be cool.
Call again.
Maybe that's the number we could get. Again.
Help ECU. I like that. All right.
I do want to go through some of Troy D's old college stuff. During the quarantine, we went through some of my dad's old stuff, and we found a old ECU dining car from 1988.
I've got a storage unit I need your help with, actually, to relocate some things. And actually, I was going to...
I remember you telling me 3 months ago.
Yeah, I've got a little side hustle for you. I was going to compensate you for your time to help me with that. But
I would love to go.
But it would be an incredible journey for you, a guy that loves ECU stuff, and like retro stuff vintage. Or nostalgia, vintage. I've got a storage full unit of that stuff.
Yeah.
So just being able to relocate it and consolidate it and see what's valuable, what isn't, would be pretty impressive. We'll do that one day.
All right. Well, Troy D and Chandler bonding.
Yeah, be like a good reality show.
Yeah,
for ECU, like we'll go through all the cool ECU stuff we find. Could be a lot of good social media material.
Yeah,
are you gonna let Chandler take some stuff home, like some throwback stuff, or
it would be great content?
You're not throwing it away.
No, I'm not throwing it away.
You're not gonna give Chandler any of the gear.
Well, it depends what it is.
Troy D doesn't throw things away.
What do you mean throw it away or give it away?
But you know it'll be in good hands if you give
maybe
it to
we'll
Chandler.
see.
Okay.
If there's a double of something that I could say,
like a poster or like a flag or something, it would go great in my house.
Yeah, you're not getting it. I don't know why I asked that.
Not a chance. But there could be some cool stuff. Like I've got extra cans of Pirate Pride. You'd probably like one of those.
Do you have the saber from the Peach Bowl?
Many. Yeah,
Sweet.
I probably have an extra one of those I could get you.
Awesome.
Yeah, on stuff I have duplicates of, I would, because I know how much it would mean to you, and I know like you'd actually take care, like put it in a place of honor. I'll do that when I have duplicate stuff.
What was the can?
The can was Pirate Pride. It was a grape juice drink that they made after the Peach Bowl win. So it came out in 1992. I still have the can in my office.
Yeah, okay. I kind of had that too.
But
sounds familiar.
The problem with those cans is like the glass bottles, kind of glass can last forever. The can or aluminum, a lot of them are eroded. So I have
it's going to rust eventually.
Correct. A lot of the cans are partial cans because I kept a lot of them, but they're not. They leaked out.
Did Minji's bottle that?
Who did that? I would have to.
I feel like there was some bottling company in North Carolina that was doing one for every big college win because Carolina got one for their national championship. State got
one. Are we
one
taking
for
another
win.
break before the end of the show?
Yeah.
All right, I'll grab it during the break and I'll see what the details are.
We'll do it right now, Chandler. We'll take our final break. We'll come back, wrap up today's edition of Pirate Radio Live with Troy D. Back with you after this.
Hey Pirate fans, this is Blake Hardigree with ECU Baseball. I want to invite you to join our team on Saturday, February 13th virtually for our 2021 Pirate Baseball Banquet. Our keynote speakers are former ECU players Alec Burleson and Bryant Packard. We will have an auction through the Handbid app starting at noon on Saturday, February 6th and closing on Saturday, February 13th at 6 p.m. All proceeds from the banquet will go directly to ECU Baseball. Check ECU Baseball social media for the links and get your tickets today. We look forward to having you. Go Pirates!
In studio with Dr. Shondell Jones today from Kinetic Physical Therapy. Dr. Jones, you guys offer more than physical therapy.
Oh, yes, absolutely. We have more than therapy services, and, we have a lot, but a lot of people don't know that we offer personal training and even health coaching services. We have personal trainers that will actually come right to your home, do a personalized workout plan with you, and our health coaches will help you meet goals and solve problems for those health challenges you wanted to solve but just haven't had a chance to get to yet. Hey, to learn about our packages and deals, you can go right to our website at kptonline.com.
Did you know your small change can make a difference? The next time you visit McDonald's, please consider rounding up for the Ronald McDonald House. Your change adds up and can help many folks in Eastern North Carolina. Just $10 can provide a free night stay for families with sick children here in Eastern North Carolina and across the state. Just ask your cashier at checkout or choose to round up for RMHC when ordering through the McDonald's app. Thank you for visiting your local McDonald's owned by Dixon Foods and for your support of the Ronald McDonald House of Eastern North Carolina.
There's no better time to drive away with a quality pre-owned car, truck, or SUV from Greenville Auto World. Greenville Auto World is your authorized rough country dealer. We specialize in lift and leveling kits along with custom wheel packages. Whether you're looking for ground clearance or enhancing the appearance of your vehicle, trust our team for your off-road experience. Greenville Auto World, 3840 South Charles Boulevard across from Hardee's at Bell's Fork, or online at greenvilleautoworld.net.
Been pulled over for speeding and written a ticket? Then you need to call O'Neill's Speedometer Service in Greenville. O'Neill's can calibrate all vehicles for speeding tickets. All-wheel drives, no problem. 18-wheelers, no problem. Motorcycles, no problem. O'Neill's can also repair instrument gauges that have stopped working. Whether you drive a Ford or GMC, Greenville's trusted speedometer shop for over 30 years is O'Neill's. Call today for repairs or calibration work at 756-5050. O'Neill's Speedometer Service. Go Pirates.
When you don't have time to go to lunch, let Jimmy John's deliver lunch to you. With Jimmy John's, we can get a freaky fresh sandwich to you freaky fast. Click to order at jimmyjohns.com. Dinner's great. It's one of your top 3 favorite meals. You just don't want to have to make it. Well, with Jimmy John's, you don't have to. Whether you live in a sandwich delivery zone or head into the store, you can always get a freaky fresh sandwich. Click to order at jimmyjohns.com.
I'm Michael Vaughn with East Coast Grading and Utilities. Many of you know my dad, David Vaughn, and his work in putting in subdivisions all over Pirate Nation. But East Coast Grading and Utilities is not just for those type of big jobs. We're here for the homeowners. Whether it's concrete, driveways, hauling rock, or sand, whatever you need, East Coast Grading and Utilities can get the job done. Call us at 252-531-7494 or check us out on Facebook at East Coast Grading and Utilities.
Chico's Mexican Restaurant is where the fiesta never ends. Grab your amigos and head to Chico's every Wednesday for shrimp tacos for only $9.99. Plus Wednesdays means all Mexican imports for only $2.50. Thursdays, enjoy your favorite beef, chicken, or shrimp fajitas for $1 for only $9.99. For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's Mexican Restaurant in downtown Greenville and online at chicosrestaurant.com. Chico's, where the fiesta never ends.
Hi, this is Brian Meador from East Carolina Athletics. You're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back to the show. Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center of Greenville new extended care clinic is now open Saturday and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. so you can avoid the emergency department for any urgent orthopedics care. For more information, call 757-2663 or visit orthoeast.com. Orthopedics East, providing services to Eastern North Carolina and the Pirate Nation for more than 35 years. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
All right, Chandler, just about made it.
That's
Feeling
right.
good?
Oh, yeah.
Did a great job. Big Dog, good to see you back in the producer chair. Troy D.
In the big saddle again.
Troy D here, wrapping up the show. And Troy, you are holding an authentic Pirate Pride.
This is a circa 1992 product, and this is an original can called Pirate Pride. It's commemorating the Pirates' record-breaking season. It says "We Believe" on it. It has the season schedule from 1991, and a lot of W's on there, Clip. and it has the 1992 Peach Bowl score on it. And this can is amazing. I got, as you can imagine, a young Troy D picked up cases of this stuff, and I have not opened this can. This is an unopened can of Pirate Pride. But as you can tell by feeling it, I did let you touch it. It's empty.
I touched it and it was empty.
But there's no hole in it, so I don't know where the juice went.
We're talking about a Pirate Pride. I touched it. It's empty. There's no hole in it. The juice is gone. The Pirate Pride mystery.
It's still closed. Isn't that wild?
That is like a science experiment.
Yeah, so I don't know where the grape juice went. I will tell you this, though. The ingredients of it were carbonated water, as you can imagine, high fructose corn syrup, imagine that, and or sugar citric acid, sodium something, phosphoric acid. I mean, the typical stuff you'd see in a soft drink. You don't want to read the label. You'd never eat it, drink it. But
they're the same as new grape ingredients.
Probably. Now,
carbonated water, high fructose corn syrup, citric acid, sodium. Yeah. It's like the same exact thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's right. It's, if you've drank a soda before, it's what's in there, you know. So, hold on a second. Stop the music. I'm not done with the story.
So long, everybody.
Here's the interesting part. Where did it come from? Packed by. This was packed by Carolina Canners under the authority of Pepsi Cola Bottling Company back on Dickinson Avenue, Greenville, North Carolina, back then at their headquarters back in the day when they were located on Dickinson Avenue.
All right.
Which I believe now is like a different store. But so how about that? So it was a Minji's Bottling Group production that they did. We were wondering about that. It was. And Pirate Pride. Would we ever be good enough where we could have our own beverage again? That would be a great achievement.
My question was going to be if there was juice in there.
Would I drink it?
What would it take for you to drink it? Would it be undefeated football season?
Oh, I'd shotgun it if we went undefeated.
What would it take to get one back, to get a fresh can of that in 2022?
Well, red? Oh, you mean...
I thought if you could have one that was still bottled from 92.
No, I'm saying what would it take to get the modern day version of that? What type of football season would it take?
Yeah, I think another top 10 finish.
New Year's Day Bowl.
Yeah. Or even if we were in the whatever they call it. What is the
New Year's Six
thing? With the olive branch they throw.
Yeah.
If we can make
where
that.
Cincinnati was at.
Yes. If we made that, I'd say, people would be losing their minds and we'd be drinking all types of beverages, including Pirate Pride.
All right, Chandler. Now you can hit it.
Hit it, Chan.
Good stuff.
God, has it been an hour already?
It has.
This thing flew by.
Time flies when you're having fun.
I told you this was a fun month.
On the most depressing day of the year.
Yes. We're upbeat. We're positive. Don't believe everything you see online.
Don't believe everything Troy says and brings to the show.
Well, I said it. I wasn't letting it affect me. Okay. I'm sorry I let it affect you.
Sometimes it's better not to know these things, Troy. I was just going through life feeling good, and then you reminded me how depressed
Monday.
I am.
Yeah. Well, now we're happy again.
All right, we'll have a happy Thursday with Ryan Robinson.
Yes, that should be fun. Be interesting to see what he has to say.
Yes, it will. Chan, man, great job. Big Dog, good to see you. We'll be back Tuesday, 3 o'clock for an all-new edition of Pirate Radio Live. So long, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive presentation